don't know what Tiffany doing over there, man. That junk scary, man. Make sure you have on your radio stream over there, Tiff.
Just want to make sure you got on your radio.
We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. Okay. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah.
Best believe we ain't gon' play with you. We the prophets of the Most High. We out in these streets with these scriptures we preach and teach. Repent or die. I ain't giving up for nobody. Not my mother, not my father, not even my wife. No Bible told me be strong in the Lord. I'm that cat full battle mode, yelling that's right. I ain't never been weak, no, not my type. Got war wounds, Bible bruise, still my fight. Got my own issues, Lord make the way light. While I swing my sword at Esau's life. This is my time, so I got to do right. Do it to the end, and the price is my life. Do all I can do and do all for Christ. He gave me my lamp, and my lamp gon' shine bright in the day and the night. And if you ain't trying to hit, cool. Your boy Esau, he gon' get this too. Read a couple prophecies, I'm about to fall in real soon. Isaiah 14 on his tomb, but we out here for you, the biblical Jews. Blacks and Hispanics and Indians too. Bringing out the Bible, cause the Bible be the proof. There's a war going on, and our weapons the truth. Trust that.
We gon' shut this down.
IUIC in your town. That's right. Couple hundred boots on the ground. When you hear that war cry, don't be scared of the sound. Prophets are back that they cannot confound. Children of Israel's identity found. Trust in the Lord will not let down. Pray to the east, hit cat, cry loud and know that.
We gon' shut this down. 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 Yeah. We gon' shut this down. 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 Yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down.
We gon' shut this down. Yeah, we gon' shut it down. When them Israelites come to your town, in your city, in the streets, yeah, you know boys going down. And you don't want this battle, boy. No, I'm telling you, you don't want this battle, boy. Got Christ in attendance, who's dwelling within us, so them lies that you teaching gon' get handled, boy. Well, let's change gears for a second. From the tribe of Judah, so you know a brother reppin'. Sabbath day relaxing, brother pass at 11. Got the fragrances in Murray, you know you smell the fragrance, oh. Got my Bible by my side. Bishop going in, so you know I'm gon' scribe. All my brothers with me making up the 12 tribes. Got a brother in the spirit, you can't kill my vibe. And oh, I just can't wait until we see them gates. 144 standing strong, oh Lord's will, I'm up in the place. So I'ma stay up on the path, cause keeping these laws is the answer. Oh, in the space of an hour, the Lord gon' give the other nations for our reign.
Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for my help. Liam, can you read that for me? You know my accent. Psalm 35. Psalms 35, start at 1.
Yes, sir. This way. Thanks. The book of Psalms, chapter 35, verse 1. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid from me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath catch himself, into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord, it shall rejoice in his salvation.
Lord Father, we come before you today, Lord, on the Sabbath day, Lord, asking for your blessings, asking for your forgiveness of sins, Lord, asking for you to heal the brothers and sisters that's going through their sickness mentally and physically, Lord. The brother that's in the hospital right now, Lord, I want you to heal that brother. The brother send a letter, an email to us asking us for us to pray for him, Lord. Heal that brother, Lord. There is brothers and sisters that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, Lord, that is going through sicknesses, Lord. So, Lord, please heal these brothers and sisters and answer their prayers, Lord. Heal their mind, their body, and their spirit, Lord. In the name of your Son, Lord. Also, we pray, Lord, that you have mercy upon Israel, Lord. Have mercy upon brothers and sisters that's also afflicted with the spirit of envy, with the spirit of murder, with the spirit of grudge, Lord. Have mercy upon them, Lord. And those that seek to do the nation of Israel hard, Lord, bring swift destruction on them, Lord. And bless Israel, Lord. Turn again our captivity, Lord. In the name of your Son, I pray. Everybody say hallelujah. 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 In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Amen. Sons of God, patient saints, sons of God, hand salute. Most High Christ bless. Salute down. Face sisters. To the sisters, mothers, daughters of Israel, we say shalom. Most High Christ bless. Most High Christ bless.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Most High Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. Happy Feast of Dedication. Happy New Moon. Happy all three. All right. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. A lot going on. A lot going down. A lot going on. A lot going down. Tonight too. Especially tonight. So based upon that, today's class is entitled Stay in the Spirit. The other says it all the time in his Instagram. Most importantly, stay in the Spirit. You know, he says that all the time. That should be a show of his. Stay in the Spirit. So that's today's class. Stay in the Spirit. All right? Now, a lot of things have transpired these past few days. A lot of things have been going on that has a lot of people shook, wavering, nervous, and I'm going to explain why that is. Speaking for myself, I've been with IUSC going on 12 years. Deacon Eythan been going on 13 years. He came in before me. Him and his brother Malachiyah was around. They were about over 10 years. I say that, over 10 years. We started in the elder's house, Brooklyn and Coney Island, in his apartment, in his house, in his apartment. All right, that's where it started. I came in 2006. All right, and very few, none of you were there rather, when that took place. Malachiyah, Lava, we all go way back to the elders' apartment. Now, those of you who were around during the school we had opened up in Brooklyn, please raise your hand.
1088.
1088 Brooklyn, raise your hand.
1088.
Before 1088, yeah, in the elder's house, in the freaking basement. Forgot. Who was around? No, I'll go before. Okay, let me go back. Forgot. We go back. Who was around in the elder's apartment in Coney Island? None of y'all. Who was around in the elder's house in the basement? And the elders in the basement. One. Where Maya also? Where am I at? You in here?
He had to leave.
Here to go. Where Maya also? Who was around during the time we moved to the Brooklyn school? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hands so far. 5. I big Barnabas also, right? Barnabas, yep. Captain Hananiah. Captain Yon. Captain Isaac. Zakai. So, see how Malachiyah, but there's very few. Joel Wright, who was around during the Bronx school. The other school, yeah, Paulding, 3049 Paulding. Bronx school. Not a lot of hands. And of course, not present. So, who was around when we had 3 elders? Raise your hand. 3 bishops. Who was around? We had 3. We had 3 bishops. See how few you raise your hand? Now I guarantee, if I guarantee the entire IUSC school was in this room, there'd be few hands. Because you weren't around during that time. Some don't even know about the 3rd one.
Right. I mentioned it to someone. They were like, who?
Right. That's the point.
I mentioned one
3?
person. They were like, who's
You
that?
mean only 2? No, we had 3.
Yeah.
And one was in Florida at the time. Kanai was in Florida. Right. You had the one that was here, Barack was here, and you had Elder Nathanyel that was here. Some of you don't know who I'm talking about because you're very, very new. Those of you online who don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know because you're very, very new. You see, why did I start off with that? Many of you get shook and sissified when brothers that you favor, how they teach or how they speak, and they leave you. Oh no, if they left, something's wrong. You need to go with them. You need to go along with them. Because you're not built for this. Because when I was around, bishops left. When I was around, 5 years ago, deacons left. Right. Captains left. Y'all brothers who shook need to go. Like now. Like, well, get your stuff, and get out now. Just leave now. Take your Bible, pack it up, and go. Because you're not built for this. And this truth, there's going to be a lot of come, a lot of go. I don't care who you like. I don't care about that stuff. That don't move us. It shouldn't move you, but apparently it is. So you need to remind you where we come from. We come from a time in which bishops got put on blast and left. Suspended and left. Deacons got suspended and left. Captains and then suspended and left. Now 1 or 2 leave, 3 leave, officers leave. Oh no, my God, why did he leave? I don't care. I don't care. But again, let's get 2 Corinthians
Hold on, Eythan.
13.
What's so heavy in what you're saying is that, you know, some people's like, a lot of the brothers that leave, they say that we partial. You understand? The last bishop as Deacon Eythan bringing out, we had 3 bishops. One of them got corrected. After he got corrected, he left. You understand? So when it comes to dealing with judgments and so forth, trust me, it's not no partiality amongst us. And no partiality amongst us. What we're not going to do is listen to heretics when it comes to testimony. Or we not, in dealing with judgment, you're not going to listen to witnesses that like witnesses that have evil, that hate you. You understand? Like, if Deacon Eythan have some with me or he got a problem with me, can he come and be a witness against me? That's not a viable witness. You understand? But none of you should get that foolish thought in your mind that, oh, the leadership in IUIC is partial. You understand? You got some brothers, I just took their rank about a month ago for them dealing with situation partial. You understand? I had to take a couple brothers' rank. So now when brothers putting that out there, why they putting that out there? For you new brothers and sisters that have not been amongst us long enough, that do not know how we, that don't fully understand how we roll in IUIC. There's no partiality amongst us. I'm sorry. You understand? There's no partiality amongst us. Okay?
And here's the irony, how things repeat themselves. When the former elder left out of here, his wife took information that she got and she spread it through the body to defame the elder. Personal conversations he had with the elder's wife and so forth, all that came out, all of that. To defame the leadership. Nothing new. And brothers survived it. And the school was then they're split in two. Because some went with him, some went with the elder. Most went with the elder, some went with him. And then his congregation fell apart. Because the same evil he left with, it remained. And the people who left us to go with him said, you was right. And that never fails. The deacon up out of here, people left with him, they said, yo, you was right. It never fails. JC had a rap lyric. He said, brother was with us. He witnessed that. He was in the elder's house. They did that little Lord of the Flies trilogy he did on YouTube. 3-hour long trilogies or whatever. Lord of the Flies. He did his little movie, right? He watched that. He get real partial. Then, on top of that, you must understand, you've been around long enough to see that we do things in order. And so many of you who are new are not aware of that stuff. You're not aware of that. But these things have been done before. We survived it then, we'll survive it now. It's not going to change anything. And those of you who are around to see that, you're going to see other captains fall off. You're going to see other officers fall off. It happens. God forbid, you may see others. You never know. God forbid. But things happen for a reason. Now, 2 Corinthians 13:5. So if you're up there saying to brothers, yo, man, he left? Oh, no, man, something wrong. You need to go. You need to go like now. Like just walk out now. You need to go. 2 Corinthians 13:5. So I pointed it out for a reason. You have many brothers, very few brothers who were around back then that are still around today. There's many more. It wasn't just these brothers raised their hand. We have many more. They're gone. We lost many. We have pictures of feast days, and half the picture in the picture is gone.
You don't remember their name?
I honestly don't remember their name. I don't.
You don't even remember their name?
Hey, the amount of brothers, I think, is it hundreds or thousands? I can't, but is the amount of brothers came through the door and leave? Almost everybody from the beginning that started with us left. Mm-hmm. Almost everybody that was at Bishop Nathanyel house, everybody left, man.
In my building where I grew up in, Asaph was teaching everybody before he went to the elder's house. Out of all the people he taught in my building, I'm the only one that left. Only me. It was me, another brother. And he came in, he went off. He left. Only myself. So I've seen it before. I even got here. I've seen people come in and fall off. Something new. But some of y'all brothers, this is you. 2 Corinthians 13:5.
2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves.
You must do that on your own. We can't force you to do that. You must examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Go ahead.
Know ye not your own selves?
I don't know you enough. You know you better than you. Go ahead.
Know ye not your own selves that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Reprobates will say things like, I built this. I know it's a rap lyric. I think Jay-Z said, Negroes say they made Jay-Z.
Yeah, he said they
make another one.
They say they make home. Well, I say make another home.
Make
another one. So if you go IUIC, build another one.
I don't know. That's some code. Like
if you put IUIC, build another one. Build another one. No, you rather sit back and watch us online instead, because you lack the ability to do that. So just sit back and watch and take notes like you've been doing, even before you left, and after you left. But that's what brothers do. They claim they built something and they can't even build their own. So they sit back and watch those who they learn from to begin with. It shows the devil's on them. But again, that goes back to being reprobate and not examining oneself. When you spend years and years, a decade or more, without examining yourself, you become reprobate, and your actions become unstable. You start doing. I hate them, but I'm gonna learn from them. They're wicked, but I'm gonna learn from them. It's something wrong with you. You're psychologically unstable. Something's wrong with you spiritually. That's not normal. If we're wicked and we're evil, why are you watching us for? What is the purpose? Do your own thing. Start again. Build Yawasap again. Your own. They can't do it because it's not us, it's them. But when you're wicked, Satan tells you, it's not you, brother, it's them. You're not the problem, they're the problem. Like an abusive husband. I'm not beating you because I'm abusive. It's you. You're making me mad. It's your fault. That's what niggas do. Stop the crack. I'm not a crackhead. I just smoke crack from time to time. I don't like crack. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You understand? So as the brothers, when you reprobate, you don't see your own fault. You fault everyone else to take all the guilt off of yourself. That's what Jake does. They've been doing it for years. That's what the elders have done that left out of here. That's what the deacons have done that left out of here. The captains have done that left out of here. It's an ongoing thing, and you're going to continue to see it. If you can't stand to see that, you need to go. Go to a congregation where all are righteous, no one ever leaves, everyone's in perfect harmony, there's no problems. Go to that congregation. And when you find it, show me so I can go there too. I want to see that. I want to see it with my own eyes. That sounds amazing. Give me Ecclesiasticus 20 and verse 1. Ecclesiasticus 20 and verse 1. What happens is that many of us in this truth, a lot of you brothers, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of brothers have withstood the length of the test of time in terms of trials, tribulations, congregational, marital, and what else? Personal. Many brothers who raise their hand have withstood those things. You brothers who are newly coming in, you newcomers, you young brothers, novices, you're still learning. You need to learn to be quiet and humble yourself and just follow instructions, because you've yet to experience anything. You're brand new here. Whether in here or out of state, those of you who are watching, the same goes for you. But what happens is when you're in this truth, you're going to experience situations like this. Sirach 20 verse 1.
Sirach chapter 20 verse 1. There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise.
So there is a correction that is not always the kindest correction. Some correction will come, you'll be mad as hell. You'll feel like you're being disrespected. You'll feel like you're being talked down to. You'll feel like you want to punch a brother in the face. Because in the streets, yo, man, what'd you say to me, man? I ain't your kid. But in this truth, you are a child. You were born again. You are a kid all over again. And oftentimes in this truth, you're going to make childish mistakes. And you're going to get corrected for it. Many times you'll find yourself being corrected, whether it is directly or you'll find yourself being corrected indirectly. Many of you brothers who've left out of here are offended because you felt like a statement was made, and it was, even though your name wasn't mentioned, it was an indirect statement against you. Let me make it very clear. Watch this. When you open the Bible, everything in that Bible that's a law is an attack against you. What do I mean? If you are a drug dealer, the Bible is indirectly talking against you. If you are an idolater, the Bible is indirectly talking about you. If you are an adulterer, the Bible is indirectly talking about you. If you are violent towards your parents, if you are a pimp, if you are a whore, if you are homosexual, if you are effeminate, weak, the Bible is talking about you indirectly. So do you throw the Bible away? I can't follow that book. It's talking about me. That's why many of our people hate the Bible, because it has things in there that they know that's me. I don't like that. I ain't following that book, because it has laws in it that make you feel what? Convicted. It's a book of conviction. And so if you can't take indirect criticism or scriptures, you're in the wrong place. You are in the wrong place. Because every word in this book is an indirect criticism against you. Every word. You're battling a thieving spirit, it's talking about you. Thou shalt not steal, it's talking about you. If you're battling an adultery spirit, thou shalt not commit adultery, it's talking about you. If you're battling idolatry, crack, cocaine, whatever, that's idolatry. Other guys and so forth, that's talking about you. So if you're offended by indirect statements, the Bible is not for you. It is not for you. Read again.
There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise.
Verse 2.
It is much better to reprove
It is much better to correct someone, go ahead,
than to be angry secretly.
than to be upset with them secretly. So if I have an art with you or issue with you, and I bring it out directly to you, the Lord's saying that's better than you holding it in, and over time begin to do what? You begin to despise me, hate my guts. And brothers who've left out these doors, whether from the present and to the past, from past to present, that was their issue. They had an issue with a brother or brothers for a long time, and rather than correct, they hold it in. And then they hold it in, and it becomes resentment. And that root of bitterness sprouts out and consumes them to the point where they're unreachable. Now you can't talk to them no more at all. Now they're rambling. Now they're doing videos. Now they're losing their mind. Now they're in different doctrines. That's what happens when you don't reprove. Read again, verse 2.
It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly.
Go ahead.
And he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt.
And brother that acknowledges he's done the wrong shall be preserved from hurt. If he does not acknowledge he's done wrong, over time he will fall off as well, because he's being prideful at this point. Next verse.
How good is it when thou art reproved?
The Bible says, how good is it when you are reproved, when you are corrected? Go ahead.
To show repentance, for so shalt thou escape willful sin.
Because oftentimes in our mind is deceitful, deceptive. So oftentimes you need brothers around you to tell you, listen, bro, you're going off. Something wrong. You're going off. You have brothers, I'm going to give you an example. You have brothers amongst us that were amongst us, I'm keeping no names, who had a marriage that was very, I thought I mentioned earlier, way back, poisonous. Their wife would walk up in here looking miserable. And I would ask them, bro, you all right? Everything all right with y'all? He's fine. It's fine, Deacon. He's great. You sure? Yeah. Wife walking around, sitting there, moping. I said, yeah, everything's up. I'm looking at his wife. You sure? Yeah. Everything's fine, Deacon. Everything's good. I said, okay. Now she's gone. Now it's our fault. No, you told her to leave me. No, he didn't. He did not. But what happens is that guilt, that sense of failure overcomes them. They go, damn, I destroyed my house. Satan goes, no, brother, it wasn't you. It was them. It was them. Yeah, God, it was them. Satan's like, yeah, I'm God. Yeah, it's them. That's what happens. And so that's delusions. And so brothers start to have what I consider to be a mental breakdown. They start talking reckless, doing crazy videos. I'm illegal. I'm crazy. I stole money. Then we're right. Then we're wicked. It's craziness. I stole money from brothers. Okay, brother, keep the money. Oh, man, you're wicked. You want me to keep the money? You're wicked. How? You stole the money. Publicity stunt. They're wicked. They're losing it. Satan got them. They're filled with Satan because they didn't examine themselves. Give me Psalms 141, verse 5. Like my job said, my job said over time, we don't fire you. You fire you. You fire you. We didn't ruin your marriage. You ruined your marriage. How do we know that? The Lord says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. If you're a righteous man doing the work of the Lord, how can a man come into your household and destroy your marriage if you're the good man of the house? Scriptures also say, he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. So are you B, troubling your house, or are you A, the good man? If you're the good man of the house, the man can't go in there and take it apart. But if you're a reprobate, you can't tell the difference. So now it's everyone's fault. Oh, you're wicked. You told her to leave me. No, brother, we didn't. That's your own actions. Because what God joined together, no man put asunder. But again, when you reprobate, the Bible is out the window. And emotions take over. Controlled by the devil. Psalms 141, verse 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 141 and verse 5. Let the righteous smite me. It shall be a kindness.
Let the righteous smite me, meaning hit me, correct me. It shall be a kindness. Because what you feel, smite means hit you, to strike you. So in your mind, you're like, yo, why'd you hit me? Why'd you hit me for? Now realizing that it's a kindness. Read on.
Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me.
And let him correct. That's the smiting. Because oftentimes correction is not always what? Calmly. Like Sirach said in chapter 20. It's not always the best correction. It's not going to come at you. Shalom, brother. Listen, don't do that. Sometimes you're going to get cursed out. You're going to get blasted. You're going to get spoken on because you're going to get yelled at. Because even though you're being smitten, it's a kindness. So what? To stop you from doing what? From willful sin. Read on.
It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head.
It won't kill you. It may hurt. It may piss you off. You may be angry for the moment. But it's not to destroy you. It will not break your head. It won't kill you. So no matter how harsh or severe the punishment is, it will not kill you. But oftentimes you have certain individuals that cannot take even that correction. They're too emotional. They're too mentally unstable. Raised by the moms. No father around. So it's a soft spirit. Oh, no, I don't like being yelled at. Why are you yelling at me, brother? Why are you yelling at me? Listen, bro, stop. But that's what happens. They can't even take the correction alone. They see it as hatred, as evil. Read on.
For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities.
I mean, my prayer will still be in their afflictions, regardless. Give me Matthew 16 and verse 1. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Now, brothers are offended because they feel, damn, man, he said so-and-so about me, and my peers got ear to it. And because my peers heard it, they might look at me evil. Watch this. Okay. So because you were blasted in front of brothers, for whatever the case may be, you feel like, oh, other men are going to look at you sideways because you were blasted, directly or indirectly. Matthew 16 and verse 21.
Matthew 16 and verse 21. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day.
So Christ explained to the disciples, listen, I'm going to be betrayed. I'm going to be killed by the elders and the people who support them. These things are going to happen. These things must happen. Y'all follow? Y'all follow so far? Don't be daydreaming and all that stuff. I hate that. Y'all understand? Go ahead.
Then Peter took him and
then Peter heard what he said to the disciples. They were all present at the time. Peter took him over to the side. Go ahead.
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him.
Began to blast Christ for saying those things. It ain't gonna happen. What? They're gonna do what to you? You bugging. Something wrong with you, man. It ain't gonna happen to you. Go ahead.
Saying, be it far from thee, Lord. This shall not be unto thee.
This shall not be done to you. That ain't gonna happen to you. I got you. I got your back. That ain't gonna happen to you because Peter was gangster. Peter was not soft. The disciples was warriors. They were not scared. They said, nah, it ain't gonna happen to you. I ain't gonna let it go down like that. Go ahead.
But he turned and said unto Peter.
Now, listen, let me give you a scenario. I'm telling you that brothers are gonna try to kill me, hurt me, and you say to me, bruh, I got your back. It's not gonna happen to you. I got you. Now, you would say, wow, you would feel like, what's my friend? Wow, he's at my back. If anything happened to me, you feel happy to know that a brother will tell you he got your back if someone's trying to kill you, right? Calmly speaking, naturally. Anyone in here had an issue like that? A brother comes to you and say, "About to die, it's your boy, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?" Yes, watch this. Next verse.
But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan.
Stop. Wait. Get behind me, Satan. So now I turn around and say, man, you the devil. After you told me you got my back, anything happened to me, I say, man, you the devil. You feel disrespected. What do you mean? I said, I got your back. I'm going to look after you. You feel some type of way for someone to say that to you. After you just said to them, I got your back, they say to you, man, you the devil. That will have you confused. What do you mean? What are you saying? Read it again.
But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me.
You're talking stupid. Go ahead.
For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
Being emotional. This has to be done. You understand what I'm saying to you? This has to be done. I don't need your help. You got the devil on you. Now, let's get Mark 8:31. We're going to read it again. Mark 8:31.
Mark 8, verse 31. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things.
Him getting spit on, slapped, beaten until his bones are showing. Beard ripped off his face. Crucified for hours. He told him all those things. Read on.
And be rejected of the elders and of the chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again.
Go ahead.
And he spake that saying openly.
He said it openly for all of them to hear, the disciples. Go ahead.
And Peter took him and began to rebuke him.
Go ahead.
But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples,
Stop. So the disciples, his peers, were present when he said that to Christ. They were right there. Go ahead.
But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, Get thee behind me, Satan, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but the things that be of men.
Now, I'm trying to find where Peter say, oh man, listen, I'm offended. Matthew 18, Christ. I'm about Matthew 18, I'm offended by what you said. That's not in the Bible. It ain't in there unless you soft and weak and emotional. Understand, Peter was rebuked for saying something that you don't naturally say. You're telling a brother, if anything happened to you, I got your back. Christ blasted Peter in front of his peers directly. We have to learn this truth to not be emotionally moved by small things. For example, let me give an example with myself as an example. The elder will say to me, walk up to me and go, hey man, what's wrong with you, man? I'm good, I'm good, elder, I'm good. Yeah, stay in the spirit. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll stay in the spirit. And I'm all confused. Now, the emotion me will say, hey, how are you talking about? I'm good. But the spiritual me will say, you know what? He sees something, I'm good. I understand. Thank you, elder, I'll keep that in mind.
Hey,
You understand what I'm saying? That's what he does all the time.
Deacon, can I use you for example? Okay. I'm going to use you as an example. Come on. No, brothers already know. So, it's a learning experience. Yeah. No.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Anyway. That's me. Anyway.
read on.
All right. The point is, I got embarrassed real bad about that. Real bad. I'm going to leave it at that. Real bad. And I ate it. I was furious. For the whole day, I was mad. And I was like, stay in the spirit. And I had a reason not to be in the spirit. I had a big reason not to be in the spirit. Thank you, Captain. I know you know. Thank you. A big reason, but again, by me staying in the spirit, that day, that milestone was epic. That was the greatest thing we've done in Israel for a long time. It made us very known. Celebrities saw it. If I got emotional after that day, it would have disrupted everything. I'd have walked down. I'm walking over there. It would have disrupted everything. But by me staying in the spirit and eating it, everything went well. It flowed smooth. I got over it. I moved on. It went well. But I didn't allow myself to get emotional, even though I had reason to be emotional. I said, nah, I'm not going to do that because it's bigger than me. This is bigger than me. We have work to do. I don't have time to be emotional. You have 800 men here that are here to learn and be guided on how to become leaders. It's beyond me. I'm going to eat it. It's whatever. And move on from it. And I learn from it, and that's it. But some brothers, like I said before, and I built like that. I'm from the time of the elder's apartment. Y'all brothers is new. Y'all, God, he yelled at me.
Hey.
Soft and girly. Women here got more balls than you. Some of you in here.
Oh.
Some of y'all here soft as hell. I ain't online too. And you haters watching, y'all soft too.
Hey.
To emasculate you. You don't have no balls to emasculate. You have no balls to begin with to cut off. Damn.
Hey, one of the bishop that left, right? The bishop that left in the beginning when we was at Bishop Nathanyel house. He always used to tell me, yo, be quiet. He always used to say to me, say, listen, man, you gotta have thick skin in this truth. That's what he always used to say. He said it to you too? Yeah, that's one of the bishops that end up leaving. You understand? He used to tell me when I was young, I was like, 22, 23? He said, listen, man, in this truth, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin. You understand? Because if you don't have thick skin, you know, guess what? You're gonna easily be offended because the scripture said offense gonna come. You understand? Who is he? So we all must, you brothers must learn to have thick skin, man. You understand? You that weak emotional spirit, you can't have that spirit on you. I don't know if the bishop remember, but this is like the second time I'm meeting him. You know, I had him waiting outside in the car for like half an hour. When I got to his house, he like, "No, man, you got the devil." He cursed me out. I'm like, "I got the devil on me." I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? How you know, but the thing about it, you gotta have thick skin, man. You know, so when you get corrected, when you see brothers get corrected and they bug out and they leave, that's because brothers do not have thick skin. You understand? You know, that's because you got that weak, emotional, sensual spirit. That's the spirit you're rolling in. You understand? And that's not the spirit of Christ. You understand? When you get corrected, Deacon Eythan brought it out in the scriptures. It says, when you get, or not all correction is comely. You understand? Some correction is rough. You might say, damn, why these brothers talk down to me like that? You know, some of y'all, we gonna let you all know you do some dumb stuff. We gonna correct you. We gonna let you know, listen, man, that's some dumb stuff you just did. You understand? So, you know, you brothers, do not be emotional, man. Get rid of that sensual spirit. And when we do that, is it because we hate you? No. You understand? It's not. That's love. That's love, man.
Remember what Christ told Peter? He said he must suffer many things. The Son of Man must suffer many things. Get 1 Peter real quick. Deviate for a second. 1 Peter 2, verse 21. Because brothers are mad because they feel like they're being accused of something that they're not guilty of. Right? Watch this.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us.
He did what?
Christ also suffered for us.
For us. Because he understood that what he was going through was bigger than him. Go ahead, for his people. Go ahead.
Leaving us an example.
What did he leave us?
An example.
He left behind for us an example. Go ahead.
That ye should follow his steps.
Follow his steps. Read the next verses.
Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth.
He was an innocent man. Watch this.
Who, when he was reviled not again.
He was spoken evil of. He didn't say a word. This guy is an idolater. This guy is a blasphemer. This guy is so-and-so. He stood quiet. He said nothing. And he was an innocent man being sentenced to death, a horrific death at that, a horrible death. What he got was an ancient lynching. I'm going to say it again. He received an ancient lynching that lasted hours and knew he was innocent and said nothing. Didn't say a word. Knew they were all lying on him, slandering him. They brought up false witnesses against him. Said they brought up 2 false witnesses to get him killed. He knew they were liars. He ate it. That's an example. Read on.
Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened.
When I come back, I'm going to kill you niggas. He didn't say that. He said he just hung there. I know this is bigger than me. And he did ask the Lord, if you can, remove this cup from me. Because at that moment, he started thinking, okay, I'm going to die now. Because he knew what was going to happen. So, Lord, if it be your will, remove this cup from me if you can. But he couldn't. Because that was his lot. But he didn't say a word. He didn't threaten nobody. Yo, man, you know, you killing, you know who I am? He ain't do no training day. He ain't do that. You know who I am? King Kong ain't got... He ain't do that. He ain't do Alonzo. He ain't do that. He stood quiet. I know it's of you, Lord. It's of the Lord. Read on.
When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously.
But committed himself to who?
To him that judgeth righteously.
His father. Put it in his father's hands. Some of y'all brothers put it in a recorder. Can I record the conversation? No, put it in the Lord. God don't need your help. He got it. He made recorders, remember? He made your voice. He made conversations. Read on.
Who his own self bear our sins in his own body on the tree, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, but whose stripes ye will heal.
So my point is that the Messiah himself, who was an innocent man, who was slandered, lied upon, accused of being a hypocrite, all the above, you know, he was innocent, Many back then thought he was guilty until he rose from the dead. They was like, oh, damn, you really was who you said you was. Because for years, they thought for that moment, he was the devil, when he wasn't. Sometimes it takes time for the truth to come out. Sometimes you gotta take it and you gotta eat it. You gotta develop tough skin. A man may come against you, slander you, say the devil, and you'll be an innocent man. And you sit there, you eat it, and we come to realize that guy lied on him. He said that about him. This guy got a pattern of lying on people. Okay, so you were innocent the whole time. And we blast the Lord, reveal things. But brothers are not patient in the Lord. They rather take them out. They're going to force the course of the river. No, God's taking too long. Recorder. No, there's a God. You don't believe him. That's the problem. You don't believe in him. That's where you're going. Let's get Sirach 22. Sirach 22, verse 20.
Verse 20. Sirach chapter 22, or Ecclesiasticus 22, verse 20. Whoso casteth a stone at the birds frayeth them away. And he that upbraideth his friend breaketh friendship.
So occasionally you may lose your temper, curse your brother out. Because again, we're human. Man is fallible. Man makes mistakes. I've heard that from a brother that was wise amongst us. You seek perfection in others, you haven't, well, I'm paraphrasing, by imperfection, and so forth. He used that, which he applied it. Damn. But nonetheless, that statement was used. You expect perfection from us when you yourself suffer imperfections. Read again.
Whoso casteth the stone at the birds frayeth them away.
Right.
And he that upbraideth his friend breaketh friendship.
He that what?
Breaketh. But he that upbraideth his friend breaketh friendship.
Right. I mean, you lose your friend gets mad at you. You lose your friend. Go ahead.
Though thou drawest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for there may be a returning to favor. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation.
Meaning what? You can fix things, patch things up. I made a mistake. Brother, I apologize. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I shouldn't say that to you. And so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Except for upbraiding.
Go ahead.
Upbraiding or pride.
Or what?
Pride.
So you cannot reconcile with your friend if there's upbraiding between he starts cursing you out, or pride is on him. And he rather than try to reconcile, he holds it against you. Holds a grudge against you. I'm still mad at you, but I said I'm sorry. That ain't good enough. But what do you want me to do? Cut my stuff off and put it on the table? What you want me to do? What you want? Slip my wrist up? Hang myself? Brothers who are amongst in high-ranking positions who are now brothers on video publicly saying, brother, if I wronged you, I apologize. Then you see Facebook, that apology was weak. He was acting. Man, the hell with you then. The hell with you. Like Robert says, drop dead and die. It is what it is. Die yesterday. Or repent. You can use that against me. Or repent. One or the other. But the brother apologized, and if he's acting, the Lord knows. If he's sincere, the Lord knows. But you don't believe in him. That's why. Read again.
If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets.
Right. Now, get me Proverbs 25 and 6. So we're going to do the part that says reconciliation and pride. We're going to deal in that vein. Proverbs 25 and verse 6. What I've noticed now is that over time, when brothers get corrected a certain way regarding certain scriptures, when they were with us, they understood what it meant. And then when they're gone, it mutates into something else. Like, for example, you have brothers out with us that put a brother out and said, brothers, Romans 16, put them out. Then when it came to them, that's not what it means. I don't get it. Then have an issue with each other. Matthew 18, brother, I apologize. Then it come to you, that's not what it means. Now it changes now. And it concerns you, now it changes. Let's see where Matthew 18 came from. Proverbs 25, let's see where the Messiah got Matthew 18 from. Proverbs 25 and verse 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 6. Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men.
No, I'm sorry. We're going to start from there. We're going to lead up to Matthew 18. Verse 6 again. I'm sorry.
Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king.
Don't try to exalt yourself as if you're equal to someone of higher position than you. Go ahead.
And stand not in the place of great men.
Don't try to put yourself equal to men that are elder than you. You have men that left out of here for that same reason. I never saw him as an elder. I never saw him as a spiritual father. I saw him as a brother. Read verse 6 again, please.
Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men.
You see, real men understand, even in the world, carnal gangs understand captains and so forth. In the truth, we're all brothers. We're all the same. But in the police department, in the teams, in the hospital, you have doctors, you have nurses. But when it comes to the truth, we're all equal. Really? So the janitor in the hospital can perform surgery like a doctor can? So I can go to the janitor. I don't need a doctor. Janitor, the mop, you, take this blood out my chest. Take the blood out my chest. No, we ain't doing that. He's not a doctor. You understand? In life, there's always a chain. She king of the jungle, the lion, there's a chain. So to say, oh, we're all equal, that's not nature. Nature don't work that way. It's also thing as equality. That's not how things work. That's not how God works. Even there's many angels in heaven. Christ is the top one. They don't all say, you're an angel, I'm an angel, we're all equal. That ain't the Bible. Right. Christ is the firstborn. He made everything. Satan answers to the Lord. I'm Satan. I have my own men here. We're equal. Michael, Gabriel, me, Christ, we're all equal. If it's not like that in the heavens, how in the hell is it like that here? Where you get that from? Quora. I'm sorry, I've been in this. Read again.
Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men.
7.
For better it is that it be said unto thee, come up hither, than thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thine eyes have seen.
It's better that someone asks you to come up forward than you go, yeah, I know, I'm special. I'm going to go up there. King goes, hey, who the hell are you? Sit over there. You got to make sure you're called first. You got to know. In other words, he's saying, know your place. That's what Solomon is saying. Know your place. You're not a king. You're not the great man. You're a younger man. Sit yourself down somewhere. Go ahead.
Go not forth hastily to strive.
Then he goes on to another topic. Go not forth hastily to argue, to strive, to fight. Go ahead.
Lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor hath put thee to shame.
Because you trying to fight, he's trying to resolve a situation. You still trying to battle. He's saying, don't do that. Read on.
Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself.
Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself. He didn't say take your debate with your brother and broadcast it for the whole world to hear. That's not what the Bible says. That's not what it says here. Read again, please.
Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself.
Debate your cause with your neighbor himself. Go ahead.
And discover not a secret to another.
Do not disclose information or your debate to other people that you have with that one brother. That's law. That's what the Bible says. I'm not sure what it says in the YouTube world or Facebook world you're in. This imaginary retard world that you're living in. But in the Bible it says discover not to another. Between you and him alone. Not you, him, and his mama. That's not what it says. Read on.
Lest he that heareth it put thee to shame, and thine infamy turn not away.
Now people know you as a snake. Now you slick. Oh, you recording conversations? That you can't trust that nigga over there. I can't trust him. Now you infamous now. The whole world know that you are a snake now. That you can't be trusted in conversations. Because you on the other side like this. What you say? Yeah, hold on a second. What'd you say again? That's how people know you now. That's how I know you. Now you can't be trusted at all.
my tooth hurted me, but I gotta say something. Hey, check it. When do we record conversations? Because Deacon Malachiyah made a statement. We record conversation. Always record conversation. When? Who could help me? Help me real quick, brothers. Do we just go around recording people secretly? Did we ever tell anyone of y'all to do that? Y'all answer.
In council with one or more witnesses.
Okay, the only time we record conversation is if it's counsel, if we're dealing with counsel. That's why Deacon Malachiyah say always record conversation when in councils. You understand? That's when we record conversation, because guess what? When the council take place, sometime I might want to hear it, or Deacon Eythan might want to hear it, or the bishop might want to hear it, and he might not be present. You understand? And not just even that, and sometime in the council, the brothers and all the sisters be lying and so forth. You understand? So that's what the recording is for. You know, but we never tell brothers to go and record brothers secretly. We never say that. You understand? So whoever say that is a liar. Okay?
Hey, Deacon,
Yeah.
in that evil docuseries that was posted on YouTube,
Order flash.
you can hear the deacon say, in council, record every conversation.
Right.
In council.
In council.
It's not everything you say recorded. No, it's council.
Yep. But when you reprobate, you hear what you want to hear, because Satan feeds it to you. He said this, he didn't say that.
But that's what evil brother gonna do, to paint the image out there that, okay, they told me to record. No, I'm evil. You see the hypocrisy. So that's what he do. That's what an evil man gonna do, to confuse a lot of you brothers and sisters. Then you'll be like, okay, so they said to record everything. I know when he recorded it's wrong. Come on. Yeah, you understand? You see how Satan work and confuse your mind? You understand? So y'all be mindful, man. Be mindful.
Matthew 18:15.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
But earlier, between thee and him alone. That was in Proverbs 25, verse 7 or 6. Let me verse 8, 9. Thank you. Verse 9. Go ahead.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Hold on. No, alone. I want the alone first.
Yes.
Read on.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
If he hears you, there's no pride, there's no upbraiding, there's reconciliation. You've gained your brother. Like it said in Sirach, there's reconciliation, there's no pride in him, no anger in him. You've gained your brother. Problem solved. Resolutions established. You're good. Go ahead. Verse 16.
But if he will not hear thee,
But if he is not listening to you because of that pride, that anger, that bitterness that's in him or her, she will not hear you. Go ahead.
then take with thee one or two more,
Then you must now bring forth counselors, officers, whatever the case may be. Go ahead. One, two more. Go ahead.
that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Between the party, between the one that the issue, the one they're trying to resolve it with. All right. Now watch this. Where do you get that from? 2 or 3 witnesses. Get Deuteronomy 19 and verse 15. Deuteronomy 19 and verse 15. Let's see where he got 2 or 3 witnesses from. Or did he just make it up? Deuteronomy 19 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity.
One witness can't say a word against anyone at all. None. Read on.
Or of any sin.
Well, any sin. I saw a brother steal so-and-so. Okay, well, that's just you. Anyone saw it? No. You can't entertain it. Brother said so-and-so. Was there a witness? No. Then you can't entertain it. One's not enough. Must be more than one to go against a brother. Read again.
One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established.
So there has to be more than one. So if I witness an evil and I say I saw it and there's no one else I can bring forth that also saw it, it's dismissed. It is not one witness will say, well, damn, that's not fair. I saw him do so-and-so and there's no one else that saw it. That's not right. They'll hold a grudge, but understand, I'm going to prove to y'all that there is a God. Even if there's one witness and there's not other 2 or 3 that saw it, the Most High will reveal it in time. He says, mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, everywhere be established. That's where he got it from. So now, what are we reading to? Read down.
Verse 16, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days.
Read again, 17.
Then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days.
So it says, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, shall stand before the Lord. Shall stand before the Lord. So who's present in this situation now? The Most High is in the presence now. Go ahead. Between the Lord and who else?
We stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days.
So who's ruling the judges at that time? And the priests? The Lord. He's there. He's present. He's there. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay. Go ahead.
And the judges shall make diligent inquisition.
And they will investigate the situation. Once there's 2 or 3 witnesses, they will investigate the situation. Go ahead.
And behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
If it's discovered that the brother was lying on his brother, then whatever judgment he was trying to get done to him will be recompensed back to the brother, back to him. You understand? Y'all understand?
Can you read that one more time again?
Then shall ye do unto him.
No, before that.
Verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness.
So it's why does it says the judges got to make a diligent inquisition? Why? Because keep on reading.
And behold, if the witness be a false witness.
Because sometimes witnesses lie. You all understand? Sometimes witnesses lie. So that's why if you got 3 witnesses or 2 witnesses come forward and bring an accusation, right? Before judges. Any one of you brothers as a leader, you know, if a witness come before you and they say, oh, this brother right here did so and so, right? Now the 2 witnesses that come forward, you as a judge, if these 2 witnesses got a problem with this brother, you understand? Is them witnesses liable?
No.
Why? Because they got problems with this brother. You understand?
It's biased. It's biased.
It's what? It's biased. You understand? So we as judges, we're not going to listen to these 2 witnesses. We're going to tell them, listen, let the Lord bring it out.
Right.
If that's the case, or let somebody else come forward that don't have a problem with the brother. You know what I mean? Then we could listen to it. Then we could entertain it. You understand? A certain way to do things, a certain way as a judge, you judge matters. And this is what we're learning, teaching you all right now. You understand?
How many of y'all watch some court shows like Judge Mathis, Judge Judy? Those are great shows to watch.
Yep.
When you watch those shows, the audience sits back and watches as the judge hears both sides, the defendant and the plaintiff. They hear both sides, right? But the point I want you to focus on is the audience that's listening in them both. So you have the audience in the background, you have the plaintiff, and you have the defendant and the judge there, right? The audience is watching this. Basically, it's like a bout, back and forth. We're going back and forth, whatever, and the judge is hearing both sides. Many times the audience, who's not judging anything, that's just watching, has all this stuff to say. You're the audience. It don't concern you. You're just listening. when we're up here judging matters, y'all don't know half the time what's going on. You hear the aftermath of what's going on. You understand? You hear the aftermath of what's going on. So the reason why hopefully most of y'all is in here is because you know the Most High is dealing with us. So if you know the Most High is dealing with us, and the judgment comes out, you should understand it's no evil behind it. It's the Lord behind it. And what happens is usually a lot of brothers and sisters are impatient when it comes to figuring out if we're right and what we judge are wrong because they don't believe in the Lord. They're hasty. So, for example, I mentioned earlier about how elders and deacons are walked out of here, right? I mentioned that earlier. And people was like, yo, man, he left. Yo, man, something wrong. I'm out. Oh, so-and-so left. I'm going with him. Then it took years. And they spent time with those brothers that walked out of here. They was like, yo, man, what they said about you, it was right. They judged rightly. It didn't take the same day. It didn't take weeks. It took years. But over time, it was like, yo, you wasn't right. And you see this now, since the brothers have been gone, the large growth, the moves that have been made, you're like, yo, the Lord's doing with us. All praise to the Most High. We know based upon what the fruits of our actions, Christ said, wisdom is justified of our children. So you know the Most High is doing with us based upon certain moves we've made over this past year, the milestone, the BET commercials, all of that, being on the news, all these things have transpired. So if you still think that there's wickedness going on up here, you cannot believe in God. It's impossible. I doubt it. You're either that or you're faithless. It's one or the other. It's the same thing. You're faithless. Get Matthew 18:20. So they said earlier, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. Matthew 18:20. Watch this.
Matthew 18:20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
So the Lord is there when there's 2 or 3 gathered. The Lord's always present. That's where they got this from. Deuteronomy. Always present. Give me the history of Susanna now. The history of Susanna. One of my favorite histories. Favorite. Because it revolves around Matthew 18. It revolves around Deuteronomy 19. We're going to read the entire thing. For those of you who feel the Lord doesn't work fast enough, I have to provide my own evidence. Just in case this brother may lie or things may get misconstrued. Let's stop.
In the Apocrypha, if you have the Apocrypha, it's page 109. The history of Susanna. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman.
Very beautiful woman. Go ahead.
And one that feared the Lord.
Go ahead.
Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
Yeah, so she was beautiful and wise. She had wise parents. Go ahead.
Now Joachim was a great rich man and had a fair garden joining unto his house. And to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others.
He was an elder. Go ahead.
The same year were appointed 2 of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon from ancient judges, whom seemed to govern the people.
Yeah, wicked Negroes. Go ahead. That were leading the people. Go ahead.
These kept much of Joachim's house, and all that any suits in law came unto them.
Any suits, like lawsuits, any suits in law came to him, because he judged matters. Go ahead.
Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk.
They were well off. Her and her husband were well off. Go ahead.
And the 2 elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
Go ahead.
And they perverted their own mind. And turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments.
Which is thou shalt not commit adultery, because they're lusting after somebody's wife. They said, the hell with that. She's bad. Let's watch her. Go ahead.
And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief.
So both these guys are lusting after after Joachim's wife, but didn't know both of them were lusting after the same woman. Go ahead. These two elders, go ahead.
For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
These guys are thirsty. They're watching her every single day. Go ahead, this man's wife. Go ahead, Joachim's wife.
And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time.
Yo, man, I gotta go. I'm gonna go get some dinner, man. All right? I'll see you later. Yeah, man, me too, man. I'm out. Both decided to leave. Go ahead.
So when they were going out,
They both pretend to leave. Go ahead.
they parted the one from another. And turning back again, they came to the same place.
So watch her. Go ahead.
And after they had asked one another the cause,
Why you here? Why you here? Go ahead.
they acknowledged their lust.
So she's bad. Yeah, man, she is bad. You watching her too? Yeah, I've been watching her too. Go ahead.
Then appointed they a time both together when they might find her alone.
Why don't we both have her at the same time? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Let's set it up. Go ahead.
And it fell out as they watched it a fit time. She went in as before with 2 maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there were nobody there save the 2 elders that had hid themselves and watched her.
Watch her while she was bathing. These guys are demons. Go ahead.
Then she said to her maids, bring me the oil and washing bowls, and shut the garden doors that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid.
Yeah.
Now when the maids were gone forth, the 2 elders rose up and ran unto her, saying,
They ran into the bath. Go ahead.
behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us.
And lie with us. These guys is vile. Lie with us. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not, you will bear witness against
If
thee.
you don't lay with us, we're going to lie on you. Go ahead.
We will bear witness against thee, that a young man was with thee,
That a man was here. Go ahead.
and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee.
And you were having an affair with him. We're going to say, if we found a man in here, when you sent your maids away, you mess with the guy that was in here that we found. Go ahead.
Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side.
I don't know what to do. It's I lose either way. I lose laying with you, and I lose if I don't lay with you. Go ahead.
For if I do this thing, it is death unto me.
That's adultery.
And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands.
But don't do it, I still get death. But you guys are going to lie on me. Go ahead.
It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
So I'd rather you guys judge you for lying than give in to your demands. Go ahead.
With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice,
She cried. Go ahead.
and the 2 elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the city in the garden,
So the cry in the garden.
so when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a privy door to see what was done to her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband, Joachim, the 2 elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
They're accused of adultery. Go ahead.
And said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelseas, Joachim's wife. And so they sent.
Now, before I continue, I want to ask this question. The rhetorical question. We're reading these things about these elders, how they watched her from day to day. How they say, I'm going to dinner, you're going to go to dinner. And they came back and realized both of them were lusting after the same woman. This is between them. So how did all this come out? You understand what I'm saying? These things, this thing right here with these men lusting after, that was between those 2. They didn't tell anybody else about this. It was just these 2. So how did all this information come out? That they were watching her from day to day. They watched the privy doors. They both conspired together. How did all this information come out like this in such graphic detail? Because none of them told anybody how that happened. Watch this. Read on.
And said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelseas, Joachim's wife. So they sent. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred.
She had children too. And her friends. Go ahead. Her family. Go ahead.
Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered. that they might be filled with her beauty.
Yeah, they said, take that off. Let's take a lust after her during the damn court trial. These guys is demons, man. Take it off. Oh yeah, it looks so good. Look at her face. Oh God. Look at her face. Go ahead.
Therefore, her friends and all that saw her wept. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head.
Go ahead.
And she weeping looked up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord.
So whatever happens, Lord, is because of you. I can't fight against this. Go ahead.
And the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away.
This is their testimony against her. We walking by, we watch her two maids close the garden doors behind her, and she's in the bathtub. Go ahead.
Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her.
He came in, she let him in, and he lay with her. Go ahead.
Then we that stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness, ran unto them. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out.
Man got away. Go ahead. That's their testimony. Go ahead.
But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify.
You gotta understand how her husband's looking at her at this point. Her reputation right now is tarnished. So she's embarrassed at this point. They're saying she's in a whore, she's committed adultery, we caught up this young man, knowing they lying on her. Go ahead.
Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death.
Go ahead.
Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me.
They're lying on me, Lord. They're lying on me. Go ahead.
And behold, I must die.
Now I'm going to be killed now for them lying on me. Go ahead.
Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me.
Watch this.
And the Lord heard her voice.
Who?
And the Lord heard her voice.
So there was a recording.
And the Lord heard her voice.
The Lord heard her voice. He saw what evil was going on. Go ahead.
Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth.
Young youth means this is a little boy. A very little boy, young youth. Go ahead.
Whose name was Daniel.
Sound familiar? Whose name was Daniel. The same Daniel we all read about in the Bible, Daniel. He's a little kid here. Go ahead.
Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman.
This is BS. This is wrong. That's what he's saying. So imagine an audience like this, little kid goes, this is BS. Everybody's like, huh? Get him out of here. Oh, little boy said something. BS. Go ahead.
Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken?
What you talking about? Go ahead.
So he standing in the midst of them said, are you such fools, ye sons of Israel?
Stop. A little boy is talking to grown people. Are y'all stupid or something? Are y'all retarded? Read again.
Are you such fools, ye sons of Israel?
Watch this.
That without examination or knowledge of the truth you have condemned a daughter of Israel?
That without diligent inquisition you judge a sister? What's wrong with y'all? Go ahead.
Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her.
They're lying on her. Return her back and investigate again. Go ahead.
Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elder said unto him, come sit down among us and show us, seeing God has given thee the honor of an elder.
Yeah, you're an elder, little boy. Come on. Show us how we're wrong in this judgment. Being sarcastic now. Go ahead.
Right. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another.
Separate them.
And I
have them go in that room, have them go in that room. Go ahead.
And I will examine them.
And I'm going to ask them my questions myself. Little boy, I'm going to question them myself. Go ahead.
So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old in wickedness.
You old and evil. You old evil Negro, you. Go ahead.
Now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light.
Stop. The sins that you committed before have come to light. So Daniel's telling him, I've seen what you've done before. This isn't the first time you've done this. So now you know why or who wrote this to know what they were doing before. Watching her from day to day. So the Lord showed Daniel all those things. And Daniel explained to them in the beginning of the chapter what they were doing, lusting after her and so forth. That's who was revealing it. Read again. Oh, now thy sins.
Now thy sins which thou committed aforetime are come to light.
You about to get exposed. Go ahead.
For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free.
Go ahead.
Albeit the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay.
And the Lord says, according to Exodus 23:7, do not kill or judge innocent people. That's what he's quoting from, Exodus 23:7. Go ahead.
Now when if thou hast seen her, tell me.
If you did see her, tell me this. Go ahead.
Under what tree sawest thou them companying together?
What tree did you see them banging under the garden? What tree was it? Did you see them under when they were committing adultery? Go ahead.
Who answered, under a mastic tree.
A mastic tree. Go ahead.
And Daniel said, very well.
Wow, okay, good. Go ahead.
Thou hast lied against thine own head.
You lied on yourself. Go ahead.
For even now the angel of God hath received the sentence of God to cut thee in two.
The Lord's going to kill you. But you're a liar. Go ahead.
So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah.
You Hamite. You going Hamite. Go ahead. Insulting him now. Go ahead.
Beauty hath deceived thee.
Beauty hath deceived you. Your lust has deceived you. Go ahead.
And lust hath perverted thine heart.
Go ahead.
Thus have you dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear companied with you.
So you've done this to other sisters, and out of fear, they lay with you. The Lord showed Daniel these things. Before you were banging with Israel, sisters of Israel, you were doing this is your first time. It is not your first time. Go ahead.
But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness.
But Susanna was like, I ain't doing that. Israel, Ephraim, sorry, Ephraim. Y'all was like, okay, no problem. Judah was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Nah. I'm not, Susanna said, nah, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. Nah, just kill me.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. We record it? Hey, you want to record? You recording the conversation?
It's already going.
Okay, I thought so.
Thus have you dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear companied with you.
Go ahead.
But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness.
Go ahead.
Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them companying together?
What tree do you see them committing adultery under? What tree? Go ahead.
Who answered, under a home tree.
I thought it was a mastic tree. He's saying a home tree. Go ahead.
Then said Daniel unto him, well, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of God waiteth with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God, who saveth them that trust in him.
Who do what?
Who saveth them that trust in him.
That what in him?
That trust in him.
That's the problem with Jake now. They don't trust as a God. They just trust in the recorders. And that's why they're looking infamous and stupid online. That's what happens. Go ahead.
And they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth.
Go ahead.
And according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor.
Your sister, go ahead.
And they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day.
Go ahead.
Therefore Chelcias and his wife praised God for their daughter Susanna, with Joachim her husband, and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her.
Go ahead.
From that day forth was Daniel had a great reputation in the sight of the people.
So now we know who explained and revealed all the evil they were doing in the past and up until the time of Susanna. Daniel explained these guys is lusting, this and that. We're reading what Daniel told everyone, and they wrote it down. The scribes documented it. You understand? So the Lord reveals things to the people. The Lord will reveal things. He'll bring things out in his time. Not in your time, Negro, in his time. Give me Matthew 18, verse 16 now. Go back there again.
Matthew chapter 18 and verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Yeah.
And if he shall neglect to hear them, Tell it unto the church.
Right. If you neglect to hear them, the judges and so forth, let them go to the church. Go before the elders now, leadership now. Go ahead.
Tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church,
If he neglects to hear the leaders now, the leadership, go ahead.
let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
And if he neglects to hear the counsel to reconcile, let him be now as a heathen and publican man. You know what that goes with? Heathen and publican man, heathen man and publican. Romans 16. Have no company with them that mark them that cause divisions. Treat them as heathen. Do we deal with heathens in here?
Nope.
No, we do not. You understand? But people will bypass that. Romans 16, that's not what it means. Verse 18 says, and says, let them be unto thee, let them be unto you as a heathen man or woman and a publican, because Israel did not like publicans. They didn't company with them. Publicans hung out with publicans. Or the young godly hung out with the ungodly. You understand? So Christ made it clear that they will neglect to hear the church, be witnesses first. You try to work it out with them, witnesses there. Now I ain't trying to hear y'all either. Okay, go to the leadership then. Go to the higher ups now. Because they ain't trying to hear it. If we try to fix it, I ain't hearing y'all. Captain's office, whatever, I ain't trying to hear y'all either. All right, then get out. Go with the rest of the heathens then. Go with Satan. That's what the heathens got is. Satan, go with them. Get Ecclesiastes 22, verse 25.
Sirach chapter 22, verse 25.
Make sure I start one on. Yep, that's it.
I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
So the prophet's saying, I will not be ashamed if the time presents itself to defend a friend. Go ahead.
Neither will I hide myself from him.
And I will not hide myself from him if he's in trouble. I'm going to try to help him. Go ahead.
And if any evil happen unto me by him,
If any evil happens unto me by my friend who I defended when he was in trouble, go ahead.
everyone that heareth it will beware of him.
I'll give you an example. You had situations where a brother was accused of stealing or plagiarizing another brother's work. And another brother said, nah. And he was saying, yo, this guy's wicked, he's evil, whatever. And the brother came to his defense and looked at them and said, nah, let's just leave it alone. Let's just dismiss it. And he defended him. And that was it. It was done. He defended him. Then when this brother gets in trouble for whatever, audio comes out against him or whatever, he's like, yeah, he's wicked, he's evil. Another example. Now, a brother that was once up here, once amongst us, constantly screwing up all the time. This is back in the Bronx school. Constantly screwing up. Brother was blasting him. They're blasting him. He gets mad, throws his pins down the table. Weak, crying, weak, whatever. And me and Labo always give his brother all the time. Then brother came up and said, you brothers are being rough on him. You're being hard on him. Y'all shouldn't be like that towards him. And we said, all right, no problem. Because he was a brother that ranked over us. Okay, understand. But leave him alone. Leave him so-and-so. And we stood back. And the brother decided to escape us, constantly blasting him. He moves over there with him. Then this brother, who defended him, he has a problem with him. And now he goes and embarrasses him. So the scriptures say, read the bottom verse again, the Dutch on 26 again.
And if any evil happen unto me by him,
So if I go my way to defend a brother who's in trouble, and then I'm in trouble, and he goes out of his way to destroy me, my reputation, go ahead.
and if any evil happen unto me by him, everyone that heareth it will beware of
He'll
him.
become infamous. Because he was defended by the brother, and the same brother that defended him, he attacks and slanders. So the Lord is saying, beware of people like that. Beware of them. They come to defend you, look after you, and then you spit back in their face. Bible says, beware men like that. Beware of sisters like that. Beware of them. Give me 1 Kings 12.
You forget this one. You had a brother that had a videotape out there speaking much evil. Oh, a sister hit us up and wanted us to derank the brother, blast him in front of the congregation.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? This sister keep hitting. We like, what's going on with this sister? Why is she so adamant to destroy this brother?
He was scheming and
She said he was scheming. The brother was scheming scamming money from the congregation, scamming money from people, and we right from her, you know. And this brother, he charging for his service, and so we like, yo, listen, we are not. Why this sister is so adamant to destroy the brother? We told the brother, listen, you got to fix that. You understand? That's evil. You got to stop doing that. And we handle it.
Right.
But the sister wanted us to destroy the brother. And the same brother, he stood up and
they were partial and wicked and so forth.
You understand?
Beware of him.
Oh man.
Beware of them. 1 Kings 12 and verse 12.
1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 12.
Verse 1. Chapter 12, verse 1. I'm sorry. Chapter 12, verse 1.
1 Kings 12 and 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem.
Now, Rehoboam was the son of King Solomon. Rehoboam was the son of King Solomon. After King Solomon died, his son Rehoboam took over. But when King Solomon died, he left behind certain issues and problems in Israel, taking care of his heathen women. And by him taking care of his heathen women, he put harsh burdens on the people in order to provide for his women. And those burdens remained even while he was gone, when he's dead. So Rehoboam, his son, is now in rulership. He's now king now, Rehoboam. Go ahead.
And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel will come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it. For he fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt.
Right.
Then they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came, and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee.
Take all the burdens your father put on us to take care of them heathen women he had. Make it lighter, and we'll serve you. Loosen the burdens your father put on us. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days.
Give me 3 days to figure this out. 3 days to figure it out. Go ahead.
Then come again to me. And the people departed.
Go ahead. Watch this.
And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, How do you advise that I may answer this people?
So he asked his higher ups, his father's counselors, which some were his grandfather's counselors. He goes, How do you advise that I deal with this matter? They gave me 3 days to figure it out. What should I do? He asked the ancients, the men that know better, higher ups. What should I do? Y'all understand so far? Go ahead.
And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day.
Even though you're the king, it's your job to serve the people. So you must be a servant to the people. Go ahead.
And will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever.
If you do right by them, they'll do right by you, and you'll rule forever. You'll be good. Go ahead.
But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
He ignored the men over him. He ignored the older men. Go ahead.
Which they had given him.
Go ahead.
And consulted with the young men that were grown up with him.
And consulted with younger men under him. For example, let's say, I don't know, I'm a captain. And I want to counsel against someone, a serious matter. Rather than go to the captains above myself, I will go to the officers under me and captains under me. They're not as astute as I am. I'm going to go to them to handle a matter. That makes sense? Do you go to brothers in chain of command? Do you report to brothers who are under you to handle a matter that gets to you, or over you?
Over you.
Over you. So when you go under you, that is an example of poor leadership qualities. That's what it is. It makes you credibility as a leader lacking. You understand? Because if you're trying to go to men under you, it would appear, I'm going to say appear, so I'm accusing, it would appear as if you're going to reach out to brothers who you feel you can somewhat have influence over to make things go in your favor because they're under you. Whereas you can't really do the same with men who are over you. You understand what I'm saying? Who doesn't follow what I'm saying? Honestly, don't be bashful. Okay, go ahead.
But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that's what the appearance is. Because But normally, a man of high rank would go on. If an issue comes to his attention, he will report to those who are over him. He'd report to them, report it to them, because that's chain of command. You go up, not down. You understand? Like Moses. Moses says, listen, if there's an issue between someone, go to the elders. If it's too hard for you, then you bring it to who? To me. He's the hierarchy. He's up. You don't go, go to the babies. Ask the babies what's going on. No. You go to the men over you. That's law. I'm not making this up. Y'all understand? Go ahead.
But he forsook the counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people?
That we may answer this people. Go ahead.
Who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did upon us lighter. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
Yo, listen, man, you a king, yo. You tell you one thing. You tell him, listen, man, my father was hard on you, I'm gonna be even harder on you. They're telling him this. That's stupid counsel. You gotta put your foot down, man. You the king now. Tell him that your little finger is bigger than your father's loins. Tell him that, man. Tell him how gangster you are, man. Tell him you run things. That's what they're telling him now. Go ahead.
And now, whereas my father did lade you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
Because I'm king now. I run things now. Go ahead.
So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
I made things worse. Go ahead.
Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat.
He promised Jeroboam the kingdom of half the kingdom. So you may say to yourself, well, this has happened because this is of the Lord. That's why this happened. It's nothing to do with Rehoboam's mistake. This is of the Lord. Some may argue that. The devil is watching online, may argue that. Pose that as an argument. But I got to cover my bases. Give me Sirach 47. Let's see why the Lord used Rehoboam to do this. Sirach 47:23. So rather than him go up the chain of command, he went under and made a wrong decision.
Sirach chapter Ecclesiasticus chapter 47 and verse 23. Thus rested Solomon with his father.
Solomon died. Go ahead.
And of his seed he left behind him Rehoboam, even the foolishness of the people.
What was Rehoboam called?
Even the foolishness of the people.
He was a moron. He was an idiot. Read again.
Thus rested Solomon with his fathers, and of his seed he left behind him Rehoboam, even the foolishness of the people, and one that had no understanding.
One that had no understanding. That's why he went to his boys rather than go to his higher-ups. He went to those who were under him, because he was foolish and had no understanding. Go ahead.
Who turned away the people through his counsel.
Who turned away the people and caused a split in Israel through his counsel of his moronic friends. Y'all understand?
There was also.
That's all I want. Nehemiah 6:1. So the Lord said, this guy's an idiot. I'm going to use him. If I'm going to split Israel in half, I'm going to use this guy right here. He ain't going to follow counsel. He's going to follow the young men. He's going to go under the chain of command rather than top. Nehemiah 6:1.
Nehemiah 6:1.
And make the wrongest, most dumbest decision ever. Nehemiah 6:1.
Now it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard.
Who?
Our enemies heard that I had builded the wall, and there was no breach left therein.
We fixed the crack. Remember, at this time, this is what I call the true Reconstruction era. The Babylonians had destroyed Jerusalem, destroyed the temple, knocked the walls down, burned the houses down. Nehemiah and Ezra were the ones that came about. The Joshua and Zerubbabel came and built the temple. Nehemiah and Ezra came and rebuilt the walls and the houses within the, you understand? So we're now reconstructing Israel back to its former state before Babylon destroyed it during the time of the Persian rulership. So Nehemiah at this point in time, along with the help of Ezra, they're rebuilding the walls. And the heathens are watching as we rebuild ourselves, and they're getting angry. Watching Israel rebuild themselves from a low state back to their original state. Go ahead.
Though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates.
So there was still no doors yet on the gates. Go ahead.
That Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some of the villages in the plain of Arno. But they thought to do me mischief.
They tried to set him up. These heathens said, let's go meet somewhere. He was like, nah, these guys trying to set me up. Go ahead.
Oh, no. And I sent messages unto them, saying, I am doing a great work.
Listen, I'm busy. I'm doing a great work right now. I ain't got time to talk to y'all. Go ahead.
So that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you?
Why should I stop the work of the Lord and come talk to you for? What the hell for? Well, these are heathens now, trying to interrupt the work of the Lord. That's why Matthew 18 says, treat them as a heathen man and a publican. Because when Jake leave up out of here, and the devil gets on them, they're just as bad as the heathens. And you should treat them the same. That's what happens. And so they'll start doing things like this. Try to set you up, line you up, make you look real bad. Same thing. Go ahead, read on. I'm going to show you what they do. Watch.
And I sent messages unto them, saying, I am doing a great work.
So he didn't go down there. He sent his men. Listen, go tell him I said so-and-so. Go ahead.
So that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you? Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort.
Yet they sent him, they harassed him. Now they're asking him 4 times the same thing. Come talk to us. Come talk to us. You have brothers left up out of here. Now they're calling brothers multiple times in different numbers. Trying to reach out. Reaching out to sisters. Reaching out to brothers. You're gone. Start again. Leave. Why are you still here? What is happening? Why are you watching right now? What's wrong with you? Are you on medications?
No, Israel, a lot of y'all ask yourself. I know a lot of y'all tired of, like, you'll ask yourself, why is the deacons and the bishop, why they keep touching on these stuff? The reason why is because we're touching on these things is because a lot of you brothers and sisters is getting drawn into the evil, man. You know, a lot of you is getting drawn into the evil because you all don't listen to counsel. You understand? Now, if these men leave and they just go and just build and do what they want to do, you understand? Now, we evil and the Lord is dealing with you, then just leave and do what the Lord tell you to do. But when you start reaching out to brothers and sisters in our congregation, like right now, I'm getting a brother right now that leave is emailing brothers and sisters in our congregation. If you want to leave, just leave. We're not going to say nothing about you. You're going to just leave, brother. Just leave and go do your thing. But when you start attacking brothers and sisters in the congregation, when you try reaching out to brothers and sisters in the congregation and trying to justify why you leave and saying that, the leadership is evil. You understand? Remember, these are the same men that you laboring with, that taught you everything you know. Now they evil all of a sudden. God was dealing with them all the time.
Right.
But no.
Just last week, we was righteous.
Right.
Sin amongst us. Y'all defend right. I'm going to defend the brothers.
Right. So,
now we're wicked. Now we're the devil. Now we're partial. It's the devil. You got to be very mindful of these grand, fancy speeches. Be very mindful of those.
Right. So that's the only reason why we mention brothers sometimes. Not even by name. You know, but they know who they is. You understand? They know who they is because even though they say we evil, they're watching us right now. You understand? So that's why I'm saying, I know you're tired of us going over these things. You want to hear some? Eythan, they want some deep breakdown from you, man. But soon, we gonna give you all that soon. But we gotta make sure your mind is right. You understand? We gotta make sure your mind is right. You know.
Reason being is when I heard brother tell me that, yo, man, so and so left. Yo, something must be going on evil. When I heard that, I'm gonna change the class now because now
Right.
it's upsetting me now because now you're starting to sound real soft and fragile now. Oh man, he left. Oh no.
Right. For you to say, oh, this brother leave, they gotta be evil. It gotta be something wrong if this captain leave and that captain leave. Gotta be something wrong with the leadership. Listen, man, you know, you brothers and sisters, make sure your mind is right, man. You understand? Brothers come and brothers go. You know, we're gonna explain why these things happen as class goes on. You know,
Others come, others have gone.
Right.
Deacons have come, deacons have gone. It's nothing new. It's new. Be quiet. Sit down somewhere.
Exactly. I tell you all, don't even myself, I tell brothers, anytime you all see it, I get corrected and then I come with some, oh, this, that. You brothers cut me off. That's just how it is. Because that's how it is. That's how serious it is. Anybody could go off. Anybody could go off, man. And nobody's above correction. You understand? You get corrected and you bugging out. You understand? Hey, you know that Walking Dead movie where somebody get bitten. All right. Once that person get bitten, you know, they're in the right state of mind a little until they fully turn. Now, when they turn, they attack the people close to them. They attack everybody. That's how a zombie is. That's why the scripture say twice dead. You understand? That's why the scripture say twice dead, because a zombie, the first thing it do, it turn on the people that it's close to and attack them. And that's what everybody do that leave up out of here. You understand? Don't be surprised. You're going to see the other brothers that left this week. You're going to see if they do videos. They say they ain't going, but trust me, it's coming. They're going to do videos and try to say how we all evil and so forth. All of that going, but listen, man, Christ, that's part of the walk, and we understand that, so we don't get amazed when we see these things happen. You understand? That's why we tell you, keep away from these brothers that bitten. What I mean, brothers that bitten. If Satan get up in this brother, we say, leave him alone, because you go and you mess with him, guess what? You gonna get bitten also. You understand? So that's why we say, we told you, brothers, leave him alone. You understand? Now, let me give an example, right? Like, this is how you get bite. I just give an example how you get bite. Now, I come to Deacon Eythan, and I'm telling Deacon Eythan, I'm saying, yo, Deacon Eythan, brother Jonah, yo, he did this to me, this evil, that brother is evil and wicked, man. You know what I mean? And I'm telling Deacon Eythan that about Jonah.
You wicked as hell, man.
You see? But this, I'm telling you how the zombie bite you, right? So I'm telling Eythan this. You understand what Eythan supposed to say to me? He said, did you go talk to him? Did you tell him that? Did you go talk to Jonah? That's how Eythan supposed to deal with it. But if Eythan listened to me, Jonah. He was always evil. Yeah, man. But he did it to you too? Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So now I infect him. All right. Now Eythan is infected. You know, so now Eythan, you go into somebody else. Man, you know this brother Jonah, he evil as hell. He did this to me 2 years ago. And he did that. Right. You know, so that's how Satan travel in the congregation. That's how zombies is born.
Oh, watch this. I'll make it better. Or let's go back to the same story scenario. You say he's wicked as hell, right?
Right.
And I say, bruh, go up on Matthew 18. You go, all right. He goes and calls you and goes, Jonah, listen, man, I was offended about what you did, man. You know, I was offended about what you did. Did you do those? Did you do so-and-so? Hold on a second. Did you do so-and-so? Yeah, I did so-and-so. So you did do it, right? Yes, I did do it. You shouldn't have done that, right? No, I shouldn't have done that, bro. You wicked as hell, right? I'm wicked as hell. I'm sorry. See? 3-part series, 3-part video. That's evil as hell.
Right.
That's what you're seeing now. That's what you're seeing. So I'm just, these are examples of it. What happened? And those who listen to that and eat and feed into it, all getting bit. It's spreading all over YouTube. Other cancers getting bit all over the place. Minding people business. They're all getting bit. All zombies. Now there's a whole horde of niggas zombies all over YouTube now. They hate Nathanyel. Attack him.
I know these niggas was extorting people.
We can't mind our own business. That's happening now.
All right, so you all see how that spirit travel. You understand? If a brother come and tell you, Deacon Malachiyah did this to me, or Deacon Malachiyah did that to me, or so forth, you are supposed to tell that brother, listen, go talk to Deacon Malachiyah, man. If he did these things, you don't hold it in. You better go talk to him because Satan gonna mess with your head. But if you got a problem with me too, guess what you gonna say? Yeah, man, that dude, he did the same thing to me last year, whatever. He said something to me I didn't like. You know what I mean? And that's how Satan travel in the congregation. No, you got a lot of brothers bitten in the congregation. And the thing about it, he might tell you, you might hear about this like months, a year ago, 2 years ago. But because you never correct the brother and tell the brother, go fix that with the brother. If he did that to you, that's wrong. Go fix it. But you there listening to the brother. Yeah, that's wrong if you did that. You know, and you entertaining it, and especially if it's a leader. You understand what I'm saying? So you're speaking evil. You're talking, the leader. No, you watching the leader like as he evil. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how brothers get bitten.
You get twice dead.
Yeah.
When you watch some movies, some zombie movies, sometimes a person will get bit and they'll be all right. You're walking around. You all right, bro? Yeah, I'm fine. They'll hide the bite from you. No, I'm good. Some get bit sometimes, they change quick. But some get bit. You all right, bro? That's spirit on you. No, I'm okay, man. Your arm looks real nice. I'm good, though. My arm looks nice. Yeah. Because they bit, they're zombies. You understand? They act different. The bite is over time. It's like with Cain. It was process of time. It wasn't immediate. You understand?
Yes,
so you have to
sir.
be very mindful of them bitten brothers up in here and sisters up in here. Be mindful of them.
Right. And also, unless you're a heretic, when we put you out of here, we never put you out of here to destroy you. You understand? Because you brothers, you all know, when we put you out of here for some evil stuff, we always bring you back because our job is not to destroy brothers or to condemn. You understand? The only time we deliver brothers up to Satan and so forth is when you bring in heresies amongst us. You understand? When you bring in heresies amongst us and you don't want to repent of it. Okay, that's the only time we deliver you all up to Satan. You understand? But other from that, we correct you brothers. A lot of you have been corrected by leadership. You understand? And we will never leave you out there to yourself. You know, and also all the leaders that left, we never put them out neither. Everybody that leave, everybody that talking smack about us, we never put them out. They left. You understand what I'm saying? They left. They got corrected and they left. You understand? We're like, yo, what's going on, bro? You can't take the correction. It's a little correction. You know what I mean? You know, just get it right, man. No, I don't want to be amongst y'all no more. You're all evil. IUIC is evil. Leadership is evil. You know, that's what they turn around and say. You understand? Anyways, go ahead, brother.
Read verse 5.
Then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in the like manner, the 5th time with an open letter in his hand.
5th time. Non-stop. 4 times, 5 times, constant harass, trying to reach out to him, trying to reach him. Go ahead.
Wherein was written, it is reported among the heathen, and Gashmu saith it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel.
So now here comes the slander. It's rumored that you guys are trying to rebel against the kingdom. Go ahead.
For which cause thou buildest the wall.
That's why you're trying to build the wall. You're trying to cause problems. Go ahead.
That thou mayest be their king, according to these words.
That you could be the king according to the witnesses I got. Go ahead.
And thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah, and now shall it be reported to the king according to these words.
Now you're threatening putting him now. You trying to put yourself as a king now. That's what the rumor is. You trying to put yourself as king. Go ahead.
Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together.
So, seeing that we have these information on you, come talk to me now. Come talk to us. Go ahead.
Then I sent unto him, saying, there are no such things done as thou sayest.
Man, you lying. That's a lie. Go ahead.
But thou feign them out of thine own heart.
You made all that up. Go ahead.
But they are all made us afraid, saying, their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. Now therefore, O God, strengthen my hands.
So heathen will always, and 2/3 alike, Jakes alike, will always try to stop the work. With all kinds of nonsensical videos, interruptions, they will try to stop the work. That's the mission, to distract you, threaten you, slander you, make things up out the top of their head, That's what heathens and heathen-minded jakes alike do. It's always the same old thing. Give me Luke 20.
Hey, but they ain't going to stop the work because you all see what's going on. We still traveling. We still going out there putting in the brick, putting in our brick. The work ain't going to be stopped. This is like some side stuff we just have to deal with, man. You know what I mean? And it's really a headache. You know, as I said, you don't want to leave, just leave and go do what you all. The Lord is dealing with you. Just leave and go do what the Lord tell you to do. You understand? But do not, I keep saying, do not reach out to brothers and sisters in our congregation. You understand? Just go and build. You understand? You say you build at UIC, what Jay-Z said.
I'm paraphrasing, but
right. Yeah, go put another one. Go and build another one.
Make another
You
fool.
build this. You understand? You brothers that bid amongst us and say, oh, I did this and I did that and that. I build at UIC. Go build another one, man. Go build another congregation. You understand? You know, then we're going to see if this brother, the Lord's Spirit is really with this brother. You understand?
Just sit and take notes like you've been doing. Yeah. Luke 20, verse 1.
Luke 20, verse 1. And it came to pass that on one of those days, as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel, the chief priests and the scribes came upon him with the elders and spake unto him, saying, Tell us, by what authority doest thou these things? Or who is he that give this authority?
Go ahead.
And he answered and said unto them, I will also ask you one thing and answer me.
I'll answer your question if you're going to answer my question. Go ahead.
The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men?
John's teaching, was it of heaven? Was it from God or was it of man? Was it of himself? Go ahead.
And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then believe ye him not?
Why'd you reject him? If he says from God, then he'll ask us, why do you reject him then? Go ahead. But John preached Christ. Go ahead.
But if we say of men,
if we say it was of man, doctrines of man, go ahead.
All the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet.
They know that John's a prophet. Go ahead.
And they answered that they could not tell whence it was.
We don't know. We can't answer that question. Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things.
Then I ain't got to answer you either. You can answer my question. I ain't got to answer yours. Go ahead.
Then began he to speak to the people this parable.
So after he finished embarrassing them, confounding them, he proceeds to talk to the audience. Watch this.
A certain man planted a vineyard and led it forth to the husbandman, and went into a far country for a long time. And at that season he sent a servant to the husbandman, that they should give him of the fruit of the vineyard. But the husband
collect. Go ahead.
But the husbandman beat him and sent him away empty.
Get out of here. He rejected him. Go ahead.
And again he sent another servant, and they beat him also, and entreated him shamefully.
This is the prophets. It's about the vineyard is Israel, and these are the prophets that were sent by the Lord, and they kept beating the prophets and rejecting them. This is a parable. Go ahead.
Shamefully, and sent him away empty. And again he sent a third. Again he sent a third, and they wounded him also and cast him out.
Go ahead.
Then said the Lord of the vineyard, What shall I do?
What can I do? Go ahead.
I will send my beloved son. It may be they will reverence him when they see him.
Yeah, they'll respect my son. Surely they'll respect my son if I send him. Go ahead.
But when the husbandmen saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, This is the heir.
This is the heir. This is our boss's son. Go ahead.
Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours.
We can be in charge. If we kill his son, we'll be in charge. Go ahead.
So they cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. What therefore shall the Lord of the vineyard do unto them?
So what shall the Lord of the vineyard do unto them for killing his son? Go ahead.
He shall come and destroy these husbandmen, and shall give the vineyard to others.
He's going to kill them and give the vineyard to others. Go ahead. The vineyard to others to rule over Israel. Go ahead.
And when they heard it, they said, God forbid.
Listen, they heard it, they said, hopefully not. Go ahead.
And he beheld them and said, What is this then that is written? The stone which the builders...
So wait, they said, no, that ain't going to happen. He ain't going to kill them. God forbid. So what's Christ asking in return?
The stone, which is this thing that is written?
So if the answer to you is no, God forbid, what's this that's written right here? Read on.
The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner.
What is that about? Go ahead.
Whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken. But on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder.
They get killed. Go ahead.
And the chief priests and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him.
Try to fight him. Go ahead.
And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them.
See what Christ did? He insulted them indirectly. He was saying, what this scripture mean? It's all about you. You're going to reject me, and this stone that you reject is going to fall upon you and destroy you in the end. And they said, kill this nigga, man. Kill him. I said, we can't. People like him. Listen, look at the audience. We can't kill him yet. They were mad because he took indirect shots at them. First, he confounded them in the beginning. Then he insults them afterwards, indirectly. Go ahead, read on.
And they watched him.
So after they got checked scripturally by him, what did they do after? What did the evil Jakes do afterwards?
And they watched him.
What did they do?
And they watched.
What are they doing right now?
And they watched him.
They watched him. Watched him. Watch them. Go ahead.
And sent forth spies.
What do they have?
And sent forth spies.
Who's amongst us?
And sent forth spies.
Give them information.
And sent forth spies.
Go ahead.
Which should feign themselves just men.
Shalom, brother. Most High in Christ bless. Shalom, sis. Most High in Christ bless. Feign themselves spies. You think we stupid in here or something? Yo, y'all stupid out there. That's why you out there. Go ahead.
That they might take hold
of Satan. Go ahead.
That they might take hold of his words.
That they might do what with us?
Might take hold of his words.
And record them. Take screenshots. Read it again.
That they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the government.
Call the IRS. I'm gonna call the IRS on you. See what you preach. We should call ICE on you. See what you preach.
Damn.
Verse 20. Read on down, please. 21. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just being sarcastic. But again, don't make us like that. It's just the problem is that they think they're fighting against us. They're not fighting against us. They're fighting against God. The Lord's amongst us. And it's evident. That's why so much hate. That's why people got so many views. Because they hate. We have those many haters. And that's okay.
No, Deacon Eythan, they might say, you know what? I don't hate IUIC. You understand? That's what I tell you what the leaders and them from the other, because all of them come together. I know IUIC was evil. They're extorting people, this, that. Listen. So they're gonna say, I don't hate IUIC, but let me show you all something. Now, as I tell you, everybody that attacking us, they all teach different doctrines. You understand? Now, when all of that foolishness that going on, this one dude, you know, the dude that left, you understand? They change up their doctrine. They teaching the Sabbath is
AM Sabbath. The AM. Let's see what that is.
Yeah, the AM Sabbath. Okay, the AM Sabbath. Now these dudes, they ain't telling them nothing about that. You know, they ain't saying nothing about that. They still everybody just focus on us and the bishop. That's to show you they don't care about these guys. What they really wanted, they wanted some form of dirt on IUIC. You understand? Something to make us look bad. You understand? That's all they wanted. To gossip and act like women. You understand? That's all they wanted. There's like hundreds of videos up there. You understand? So what? The bishop repented of it. So what? You understand? You know, so he repented of it. Brother, he's a brother Kanai right now. So what? You understand? But that's what all these people is, as I said, you had adulterous women that got put out there for adultery, brothers that you know, all type of wickedness.
Stealing.
But you know, you got everybody coming together, you understand, that got a problem with us and attacking us. But we know that's part of the work though. You understand? You even have brothers amongst us that been bitten. Because why? Because they listen to that evil. They listen to that evil for years and they never correct that brother. And they was infected, bitten in the congregation. Now they turn on the men and them around them and start fighting and devouring them same way. You understand? These is the things that happening. But you brothers and sisters, do not be amazed when you all see these things happen. As I said, we ain't gonna say nothing to these brothers if they just leave. They say, okay, you're wicked, you're this, that, I'm gonna leave and go do my thing. Okay, we ain't gonna say nothing. But you see, when you start reaching out to brothers and sisters in the congregation, you start doing videos and doing all type of evil, that's when we gotta address it. I would really like, Deacon, I really like to going into some heavy stuff and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I wanna, go, but Satan is attacking us hard. A lot of brothers and sisters is bugging, man. A lot of you are what showing us is that a lot of you are doing, some of your faith is weak, and it's easy for Satan to mess with your mind. You understand? That's what we are seeing in the spirit. That's why we ain't ready. If Esau come against us right now, we ain't ready. We are not ready because a lot of you brothers is not loyal. You understand? If Esau attack us now, we ain't ready. Right now, Esau sit back in the cut and just laugh and he say, watch at them. Watch at them. Watch at them. Watch how they destroying each other. Watch how they devouring each other. Watch at them. Wait, we ain't got to do nothing. These Negroes, they crab in a barrel. They going to devour and destroy each other. Just watch and see. You understand? Because why? Negroes hate order. They hate instruction. So Esau, our enemies, he just sit back right now and just laughing. You understand? And you got brothers from other camps join in these brothers, in these heretics. You understand? Join in with the heretics, They ain't correct the heretics and the heresies. They just join into what? To say, oh, you're all evil. IUIC is evil, this, that. You understand? But anyways, go ahead.
Verse 21.
Verse 21. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly. Neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teachest the way of God truly.
Go ahead.
Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or no?
Go ahead. I ain't trying to get him on tax evasion now. IRS, save. What are the odds? I know. You don't continue. I know that was there. Go ahead.
Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar?
Is it lawful for us to pay taxes or no?
Oh no. But he perceived their craftiness.
What do you do?
But he perceived their craftiness and said unto them, why tempt ye?
Why are you trying to tempt me? Go ahead.
Show me a penny whose image and superscription hath it.
Whose face is on this coin? Go ahead.
They answered and said, Caesar.
Caesar's face is on the coin. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's.
Pay your taxes. Go ahead.
And to God the things which be God's.
And keep the laws. That's it. Pay your taxes like we do. Let's try though. Go ahead.
And they could not take hold of his words.
And they could what?
And they could not take hold of his words.
They could not take hold of his words. Go ahead.
Before the people. And they marveled at his answer and held their peace.
Couldn't say a word about him. Luke 9:46. Luke 9:46.
Luke 9:46. Then there arose a reasoning among them, which of them should be greatest. And Jesus, perceiving the thought of their heart, took a child and set him by him, and said unto him, whosoever shall receive this child in my name receiveth me, and whosoever shall receive me receiveth him that sent me. But he that is least among you all, the same shall be great. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbade him, because he followeth not with us. And Jesus said unto them, forbid him not. For he that is not against us is for us. And it came to pass, when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem.
So what we want is, I'm sorry, I bypassed it, is that they were arguing amongst themselves who should be the greatest. So the disciples had gripes among themselves. They weren't like robots, keep the commandments, keep the laws. They argued amongst themselves. They had issues amongst themselves. And he checked them here. Read on, continue.
And sent messages before his face, and they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. Mary have chosen that good part. Oh, I'm sorry. Regis. And they did not receive him.
So he went to a village of the Samaritans and they said, now you can't stay here. To Christ.
Verse 53. And they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem.
Because they knew he was heading to Jerusalem. They said, you want to Jerusalem? You can't stay here. Because they had beef.
And when his disciples James and John saw this.
So his disciples, James and John, saw this. Go ahead.
They said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elijah did?
Can we kill these people? Can we kill these people here? Burn this village to the ground? They was mad. So the disciples got angry. Being angry is normal. You understand? Read on.
But he turned and rebuked them and said, Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village.
So he checked them. He said, you brothers are not thinking straight. Don't do that. I ain't come to destroy, I came to save lives. That's why we're not going to sit up here and go back and forth. You call IRS, you're going to call so-and-so on you. I'm not doing that. It is what it is. Do what you want to do. But to make those threats and comments, it pisses me off. I can't stand it. Get Luke 22. 24. Almost done.
Luke 22:34. 24, excuse me. And there was also a strife among them.
Arguing again, go ahead.
Which of them should be accounted the greatest?
So I'm showing you is always argue. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief, as he doth serve.
I mean, be humble. Go ahead.
For whether is greater he that sitteth at meat or he that serveth, is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
So Christ knew that Satan wants you. Peter was to be the elder. Remember that Peter, James, and John became the pillars. And James and John were the ones that said, yo, can we kill these people? That was them earlier. You understand? But eventually they grew out of that, they matured and became leaders. And Christ said, listen, Peter, Satan wants you the most. He want to sift through you. Go ahead.
That you may eat, Satan hath desired to have you, that you may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not.
That your faith fail not. Go ahead.
And when thou art converted,
remember he said, when you are converted, he was already a disciple, healing, doing all kind of miracles. But Christ said to Peter, when you are, because he wasn't converted fully. He was still battling. He had weaknesses amongst them. When you are converted, go ahead.
Strengthen thy brethren.
Then be a leader. When you are fully converted, then strengthen the people. Because he wasn't yet. Even though he had the spiritual power, he was a leader and so forth. He was not built up quite yet. You understand?
Hey, Deacon Eythan, what's heavy in that right there is that when you read the scripture, Christ is letting Peter know something that he didn't know. You understand? Christ is letting Peter know that, listen, Satan desire you. You know what I mean? Satan want to use you. You understand? That's why, the bishop did a class like last year time, going into anybody could be a Judas. You understand? Satan could use any one of you brothers inside here. Any one of us Satan could use. You understand? But Christ told Peter, listen, I'm going to pray for you. You understand? I'm going to pray for you, but I just let you know Satan desire you. So you brothers keep that in mind. You brothers that's amongst us, especially you leaders, you brothers that making moves, that putting in work in this truth. Satan is going to come to destroy you. You understand? And he could destroy you through many different things. He could come through adultery. You understand? To get you, you might be struggling with the lust of a whoremonger lust or adulterer lust. He could come through you to that, through stealing, through lying, through whatever way he could come to you. It could be through you don't want to forgive somebody, you carrying grudges. You understand? Whatever way Satan gonna come to you and try to destroy you, brothers and sisters, man. Always remember that. Always remember that, man.
All right, Matthew 19:27. Matthew 19, verse 27.
Matthew 19:27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you.
Sorry, read again. 27 again.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
Stop. He said, we have forsaken all and followed you. Look up forsaken real quick. Forsaken. I'm going to finish. We have forsaken all and followed you. What does forsaken mean? We have forsaken all. Yeah, keep that there. Keep that there. Keep that. I like that one. Open up another window. Forsaken. It says to renounce or turn away from entirely. So he says, the disciples say, we have forsaken all. What do they forsake? Read the next verse. Watch this. Y'all think in this truth is all kumbaya, everyone gets along, and all that stuff in life, life's gonna go well. No. Read again. Read the next verse.
Verse 28. And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
You guys forsake all from me, you're going to receive even more in the kingdom as rulers. Right? Read the next verse.
And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters.
Forsaken what?
Houses.
Because if you have more than one house, they forsook it and gave it to those who needed it. Go ahead.
Or brethren.
They lost their brothers. Go ahead.
Or sisters.
Lost their sisters.
Or father.
Forsook their fathers.
Or mother.
Forsook their mothers.
Or wife.
Lost their wife.
Or children.
Forsook their children.
Or lands.
Lost lands. They gave some lands away that they had that they could avoid, that they could afford to give away. Go ahead.
For my name's sake.
Or for my name's sake, for the gospel's sake. Go ahead.
Shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life.
So the disciples lost a lot in the walk that they were in. They gave away a lot. They lost family. They lost wives. They lost children. They forsook many things. And they asked the Lord, what are we going to get in return? Christ said 100-fold of that. Whatever that even means. 100-fold you'll get back for what you lost. So in this truth, they're going to lose some brethren and gain some brethren. Lose a sister, gain sisters. Lose a mother, gain a mother. Lose father, gain a father. Y'all understand? So you can't be all, oh, he left, oh no. Listen, you're going to lose some, you're going to win some. That's the walk we're in. Luke 10:38. I ain't got how much left. Luke 10:38.
Luke 10:38. Now it came to pass as they went, that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house.
So a certain woman named Martha allowed Christ to come and teach in her home. Martha allowed Christ to teach in her home. Martha, watch this, go ahead.
And she had a sister called Mary.
And she had a sister named Mary, go ahead.
Which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his words.
She sat and learned from Christ and heard his words, go ahead.
But Martha was cumbered about much serving.
She was being hindered. She couldn't learn because she was too busy serving no people. You know, so now Martha's doing the serving in her home that she opened her house to for Christ to teach in. So she's all hindered and oh man, she's laboring a lot on her table. So our sister's sitting there learning, she's handling things on her own. Watch this.
And came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone?
You don't care that my sister left me by myself. I'm handling this by myself. I'm serving you by myself. I need help. So the sister brought forth a complaint to the Lord about her sister not helping her. And rightfully so, because she's doing it alone. And she has a large audience in the house, right? Go ahead.
Bid her therefore that she help me.
He said, tell her to help me. Go ahead.
And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha.
Okay. Martha. Go ahead.
Thou art careful and troubled about many things.
You worrying too much. You worry about too much stuff. Go ahead.
But one thing is needful.
There's one thing that's the most important. Go ahead.
But one thing is needful, and Mary have chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her.
He dismissed her. He said, yeah, okay, that's nice, Martha, whatever. Some of y'all out here, I'm about to complain about Christ. You ain't right. complain. That's some of y'all doing here. Some of y'all are that sensitive. Martha complained. Christ said, yeah, Martha, don't worry about it. She's doing something that's more important. You just keep doing what you're doing. He dismissed that. Some things you have to dismiss. You understand? But some of y'all here get emotional. I'm going to complain over small things. Small things. Christ dismissed that. That's how he was. Like, yo, she's doing something more important than all that. You can handle your business. You're doing all right. Just keep serving like you've been doing. Y'all understand? So I'm showing you the demeanor that Christ had. The demeanor of what's more important is people learning. All that small complaint stuff, he ain't got time. He ain't have time for that. He said, oh, whatever. Okay, Martha. You trouble too many things. You too worrisome. Dismissed it.
Right. That spirit is a Christian spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's what that spirit is. A lot of you brothers and sisters, you all got that Christianity spirit on you all. You all got to shake, man. You understand? That's what that is. You brothers, you emotional brothers, you yellow make me sad brothers. You understand? Right now, we got that program. What's that program called again? That Men of Valor program. You understand? That program is to help build you men up. You know, Captain Shem, we miss you, man. We miss you in New York, yeah, you understand? You only want Captain Shem talk to you. You brothers might start crying, you know? Because he be yelling, he be like, fix your face. He be like, oh, when he getting a joke, he do even you remember he tell a joke and then he said, you can laugh, it's a joke. You remember?
You can laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh inside, it's a joke.
Laugh inside. I said, oh man, Shem is funny as hell. But you brothers don't want Captain Shem talking to you, man. Cause you're gonna start crying. Mm-hmm. You understand? You're gonna start crying, man.
You don't care how you feel. You don't care.
Yeah, because you know you gotta have thick skin. That's why when you go into the military, the drill sergeant, what's the first stage when you when you join the military? The drill sergeant, he drill you. You know, he be talking to you, yelling at you. All of that is to see if you gonna break. You understand? That's what that is for, to see if you're ready for war. You understand? If you're a man, if you won't break. So when you come up inside here and we deal with you certain way, you understand? In the training, the Men of Valor program, you know, you brothers don't, it's all to mold you and turn you into men, yo. You understand? That's what it is for.
1 Kings 9:4.
First Kings 9:4. And if thou wilt walk before me, as David thy father walked.
This is the Lord speaking to Psalm. Go ahead.
As David thy father walked, in integrity of heart and in integrity of heart.
In integrity of heart. Go ahead.
And in uprightness, to do according to all that I commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments.
One of the most important things the Most High requires in a man, or a sister as well, but particularly in a man as the leader, is integrity. A man must have or retain his integrity. When the elder said to us, I don't want no dumb deacons, he used to curse us out all the time. He was horrible.
Yeah, that hurt our feelings.
He's friendly now compared to back then. Back then at his house, y'all wouldn't last 2 days. He destroyed you. Y'all saw a lot of y'all brothers got that soft demeanor, soft and gooey inside, Oreo cookie spirit. But back in the elder's apartment, he was savage. But again, it was good for us because now we grow from it.
Right, it make us strong.
Yeah, stronger, right?
It made us like when you know, like when it made us strong. Like, you know, like I'm a grown man. I remember one time the bishop he had gathered me, and I'm like, damn man, I'm a grown man. Why are you talking to me like that? That's what Satan messes talking in my ears. They're like, yo, who you talking to? Like, you know, but the thing is that these things, when these things build your character, you get tough skin. You understand? Because we are war, man. You know, you didn't want brothers around you. You know, something happen, they just break down and start crying, saying, you know, thing pop up. You don't want them kind of men around you. You know, so yeah, man, these things happen to grow, to build us up and grow us in the spirit.
Look up integrity. Just Google it. I want the Google one. Integrity. I want integrity. It's very important because the elder always, that's why I will say things to you to get under your skin. He'll say things like, I don't want. He'll say certain things indirectly to you, and some of y'all may take offense to it. He'll either be talking about you or not, but you'll get offended. It is. Like, for example, I said earlier, if I throw something out there and you're offended by it, I am talking about you. That's how I leave. I'm not going to sit there and say I'll talk about you, but if I throw something out there and you get offended by it, it's about you. I've heard people say about me online, Deacon Eythan throws rocks and hides his hands. I don't hide my hands. I throw more rocks. I don't hide my hands. I throw bigger ones so you know it was me. Integrity.
The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness.
That's in 1 Kings 9:4, but I don't want that one. Jump down to Revelation 2. Click translations, please. Click down. Click that. Go back up to Revelation 2. Read that.
The state of being whole and undivided.
The state of being whole and undivided. Read the synonyms.
Unity.
So when you have integrity, you maintain unity.
Unification.
You maintain unification in your integrity.
Coherence.
You maintain coherence.
Cohesion.
You keep things together. You don't separate. Because when you start to separate, you're losing your integrity. Go ahead.
Togetherness. Solidarity.
What's the antonym?
The antonym is division.
Divisions. See, men that have lost their integrity.
Yep.
Read the antonym right there. Read the condition of being. Read that there. Right there, yeah. The condition
of being unified.
So having integrity is the condition of being unified. Go ahead.
Unimpaired. Or sound in construction.
Sound in doctrine. In construction. What is the antonym for integrity? Fragility.
Frail.
You fragile. You weak.
That's right.
Sissified. Yellow makes you sad. No testicular fortitude. Thank you, sir.
No cojones.
Right. So you are fragile. So you lack integrity. That's why now the gifts on you. You start seeing others see brothers act a certain way. They all nervous. They fragile. They all soft. They're looking unsure and confused. So they'll get on you. Listen, man, I don't know damn Judas amongst me. I don't know damn Judases or weak captains. They'll throw things out there to see who will bite. If they're maintaining their integrity or if they're reaching a level of fragility. That's what's happening. To see if a brother are going to take it and eat it and deal with it or run away from it and go, nah, you're being evil. You're evil surmising. No, it's not evil surmising. If the other sees something in you, then just accept it for what it is and grow from it. But brothers can't take that constructive criticism. They go, nah, he's accusing me. He's sunning in front of my peers. Well, Christ called Peter the devil. And Peter didn't say, hey, Christ, listen, my peers, they was there. You called me the devil. Matthew 18, I'm going to record it, okay? That's not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. Peter ate it. And Christ said, when you're converted, strengthen the brethren. So what was he saying to Christ in front of everybody? You ain't ready yet. You had the power, you had spiritual power. He was a leader. Christ said, you ain't ready yet. In front of his peers. He didn't catch feelings for that. Brothers catch feelings in here and you're a disciple? Nah, you're not. You're not. Not yet. Get Job 27:5. Job 27:5. In verse 5, yes.
Job 27:5.
Now, to give you the history of Job in brief, I'll be fast. Job, there was a deal between the Lord and the devil. Satan saw that Job was a righteous man, that maintained his house in righteousness and so forth, avoided evil. And Satan said, I guarantee you, take your power, your shield from him, your protection from him, and I have him curse you to your face. The Lord said, deal, no problem. But there was something that the Lord saw in Job that he wanted to be purged out of Job. That's why he allowed that to happen in the first place. You got to read Job. But read on. Job 27 and verse 5.
Job chapter 27 and verse 5.
Because his boys are saying the reason why you're going through all this hell is because you did something wrong. His friends start to blame him. So read what he says to them.
God forbid that I should justify you.
God forbid that I should make you guys right in your assumption and your accusation against me for being judged like this. Go ahead.
Till I die, I will not remove mine integrity from me.
Until I die, I will not remove my integrity from me. I will remain solid. I will remain stable in my mind. Get on Proverbs 11 verse 3. Proverbs 11 and verse 3. So Job maintained his integrity. When you read the last chapter, the Lord cursed him out. After he judged him, killed his kids, turned his wife against him, turned his friends against him. He said, listen, man, let me get it. No, I gotta get it. Get Job 38 verse 1. No, hold on. Get Proverbs first. Proverbs first. I'll go back to that. Proverbs. I'm getting excited. Go Proverbs 11 first.
Proverbs
11 and 3.
11 and 3.
Yes.
Proverbs chapter 11 and 3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them.
The integrity of the upright, of the righteous, shall guide them. Shall keep you solid, cohesive, within the unity. You will maintain that cohesion, that uniform, that unification. You'll maintain that. Go ahead.
But the perverseness of transgressors
the perverseness of sinners who will try to reach out to you and call you over and over again and try to harass you and twist your mind against those who are trying to help you maintain your integrity. Go ahead.
Shall destroy them.
They will destroy your integrity. They'll be in your ear, speaking perverse things and turn you against your family, who you've known for years, and corrupt your integrity. This is what we've seen this time and time again. That's what this is the way he is. He'll get on you. It may seem rough or evil or harsh at the moment, but it's done for a reason. When the elder sees a brother's failing in spirit, or he looks worrisome or confused, or he sees a weakness in you, he's going to address it. No matter how you like it, he's going to address it. Whether if you're going to take it and learn from it and go, you know what, you're right, and stand strong in this, or you're accusing me, I'm leaving. No, you have not held fast your integrity. Get Job 38 and 1. In other words, man up. Job 38 and 1.
The book of Job, chapter 38 and verse 1. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge?
Go ahead. Who are you talking to? You've been talking stupid this whole time. What are you talking about? Go ahead.
Gird up now thy loins like a man.
Throw some balls, Job. Man up, Job, is what he's saying to him. After he killed his sons, turned his wife against him, turned his friends against him, took away all his wealth, all to see if he would maintain his integrity, he said, man up. Matthew 18, Lord, the Most High is wrong. Matthew 18, I'm going to record you, Lord. You crazy. You crazy. Right, you crazy. The Lord put Job through all of that to what? To strengthen him. He saw something in Job that he said, I don't like that. I'm going to fix it. Yeah, maybe, right? Read on, verse 3.
Job chapter 38, verse 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man.
Gird up your loins like a man. Go ahead.
For I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
I got questions for you now. You got questions for me, and you're official. I got questions for you. Right. But in the meantime, man up like a man. So the Lord told Job to man up. This ain't nothing new. The Lord is a man of war. You don't play games. You don't have time to console. Are you okay? Are you all right? The Lord didn't do all that. That's Barney. You want a dinosaur? Go watch that. Go watch Barney. Give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. Look up steadfast again, please. I went over this before. I'm gonna go over it again. Look up steadfast, please. Time. I got time to go over that. Sirach 5 and 10. I want y'all complaining, man. He got down. It's like, Yawasap, we take forever with this class. This class is 8 hours. I want to hear that tonight. Do that later. Okay, give me Esther's then. Be careful what you ask for. Give me 2nd Esdras 9, real quick. 2nd Esdras 9 and 38. This class is 5 hours. I'm trying to cut it down. 2nd Esdras 9 and 38. Just breeze through it real quick, all right, Liam? Just breeze through it.
Book of 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 38. And when I spake these things in my heart, I looked back with mine eyes, and upon the right side I saw a woman, and behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice and was much grieved in heart. and her clothes were rent, and she had ashes upon her
He
head.
turns around and sees the sister crying right behind him. Go ahead.
Then let I my thoughts go that I was in, and turned me unto her, and said unto her, Wherefore weepest
The
thou?
Lord has Ezra. This is crazy. The Lord has Ezra in a vision. He doesn't realize he's in a vision right now. So he's talking to a woman. Okay. Now he thinks he's talking. Well, it's not really. Well, it's a deep story. But the point is, he's talking to a woman. She's crying right now. So he turns around to address her. Go ahead. While she's in her mourning. Go ahead.
And said unto her, Wherefore weepest thou?
What are you crying for?
Why art thou so grieved in thy mind?
What's wrong?
And she said unto me, Sir, let me alone, that I may bewail myself and add unto my sorrow. For I am sore vexed in my mind, and brought very low.
Yeah.
And I said unto her, What aileth thee? Tell me. She said unto me, I thy servant have been brought barren, and had no child, though I had an husband 30 years.
Yeah.
And those 30 years I did nothing else day and night and every hour, but make my prayer to the highest. After 30 years God heard me, thy handmaid, looked upon my misery, considered my trouble, and gave me a son. And I was very glad of him. So was my husband also, and also my neighbors. And we gave great honor unto the Almighty. And I nourished him with great travail. So when he grew up and came to the time that he should have a wife, I made a feast.
Next chapter in verse 1.
And it came to pass that when my son was entered into the wedding chamber, he fell down and died.
Go ahead.
And we all overthrew the lights, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest unto the second day at night. And it came to pass when they had all left to comfort me, to the end I might be quiet.
To calm me down.
Then rose I up by night and fled, and came hither into this field, and thou seest. And I do now propose not to return into the city, but here to stay, and neither to eat nor drink, but continually to mourn and to fast until I die.
I'm gonna kill myself. Go ahead.
Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spake to her in anger, saying,
Stop. Ezra spoke to her in anger. This woman just lost her only son. Took her 30 years to have. She's suicidal. Ezra stops and speaks to her in anger. How insensitive of him. Read on. See what he says.
Thou foolish woman, above all other, seest thou not our mourning, and what happened unto us?
Ezra is cursing her out now and calling her stupid above all others. It says, do you not see our people's condition as a whole? He looked at beyond. He was, the hell with you and your son. Look at the condition of our people now. Look at Jerusalem. Look, it's in heaps. At this time, Jerusalem was in heaps from Babylon destroying it. He goes, look at the people. Look at the houses burned down. Look around you. Your son, really? Go ahead.
And now, thou foolish woman above all other, seest thou not our mourning and what happened unto us? How that Zion our mother is full of heaviness and much humble, mourning very sore? And now seeing we all mourn and are sad, for we are all in heaviness, art thou grieved for one
You
son?
want one boy? Who the hell is him? Look at your nation as a whole. Go ahead.
For ask the earth, and she shall tell thee that it is she which ought to mourn for thee, fall of so many that grow upon her. For out of her came all at the first, and out of her shall all others come. And behold, they walk almost all into destruction, and a multitude of them is utterly rooted out.
Yeah.
Who then should make more mourning than she, then has lost so great a multitude? And not thou, which art sorry but for one? But if thou sayest unto me, my lamentation is not like the earth, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pains and bear with sorrows. But the earth, not so. For the multitude present in it according to the course of the earth is gone as it came. Then said I unto thee, like as thou hast brought forth with labor, even so the earth hath also have given her fruit, namely man, ever since the beginning unto him that made her.
Yeah.
Now therefore keep thy sorrow to thyself.
You say that, huh?
Keep thy sorrow to thyself.
So keep that crying to yourself, man. I don't want to hear all that. Go ahead.
And bear with a good courage.
And do what?
And bear with the good courage that which have befallen thee.
Maintain your integrity. Go ahead.
For if thou shalt acknowledge the determination of God to be just, thou shalt be received thy son in time, and shall be commended among women.
He said that. So Ezra looked at a bigger picture. He said, put your emotions to the side and focus more so on your nation. You may get your son later on. You don't know what the Lord has determined. So that's why I say to y'all, you got to look beyond yourself. I'm offended. This is offensive. As a cursed woman out of just lost her son. He just died that day. To the hell with your son, with your people. That's disrespectful to some of y'all here. If you came and told me your son just died, I would say, man, the hell with your son, with the people. You mean, Deacon, have him demoted. He's wrong for saying that. I get cursed out. Ezra said it's okay. He did the evil. So I'm showing you that our people, Ezra and them, they were more focused on the mission. Christ cursed out Peter for saying, I'll defend you. He said, nah, you're saving things of men rather than of God. I don't want to hear that. You sound like the devil. Stop that. So our forefathers had a certain level of integrity that superseded any kind of selfish statements. They had time for that. Listen, your nation is in shambles. Jerusalem is burned and so forth. This one son, he's like, nah, I'm good. Take it, deal with that. You'll be all right. Ezra didn't have time for that. That's how our forefathers were. So if you ain't like that, this ain't for you. If you can't handle that statement he made to her, it's not for you. Go back to the Christian church. Go to the Catholic church. You can get molested or whatever the case may be, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Go to Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. Let them feed you Eucharist cookies and play with you and whatever they do over there. Ecclesiastes 5 and 10.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 10. Be steadfast in thy understanding.
Be steadfast in your understanding. Go ahead.
And let thy word be the same.
And let your words be as yourself. Steadfast. Definition of steadfast, please. Definition of steadfast. Real quick. I'm going to get that, Jim. The time allows, I get it. Steadfast. Resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. This goes right back to being holding your integrity. It's the same thing. Loyal, faithful, committed, devoted, dedicated, dependable, reliable, steady, true, constant, staunch, solid, trustworthy. Click more, please. Firm, determined, resolute, relentless, implacable, single-minded, unchanging, unwavering, unhesitating, unfaltering, unswerving, unyielding, unflinching, uncompromising. Click down more translations. Then the antonym for being steadfast is disloyal, irresolute. So when you lack integrity or you no longer are steadfast, you become somewhat disloyal and irresolute. Or fragile. It's the same thing. Because fragility leads into you being disloyal and irresolute. So all those words are relative. That's why I said steadfast, standing firm. But when you lack integrity, you're fragile, fall apart. You're all confused and retarded. Get verse 13.
Verse 13. Oh, honor and shame is in talk.
So honor and shame is in talk. Your communication, your conversation. Go ahead.
And the tongue of man is his will.
And the tongue of man will be his fall. It is his fall. You must be mindful of what you say and the things you do. Next verse.
Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with the tongue.
So be not called a person that speaks evil of someone behind closed doors. And lie not in wait with your tongue. You speak opportunity to speak evil of someone when the opportunity presents itself. Don't do that, because that's what Negroes will be doing. That's what they've been doing lately. Read on.
For a foul shame is upon the thief,
Go ahead.
and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue.
Why? Because a whisperer is double tongued. They'll say one thing to you, shalom, elder, most high Christ, brethren. They'll speak evilly behind your back. That's a whisperer. That's a double tongued. And when you're double tongued, that's an evil condemnation upon you. Evil condemnation. Get chapter 6, verse 7.
Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
So often, that's why I say oftentimes brothers who come up from the time of the elders' crib to the time of the elders' basement to the time of the Brooklyn school, I keep close relations with them. I keep an eye on them as well, but I have a close relationship with them, even in Brooklyn school, because they've been through the trenches. They've seen come, they've seen go. So I'm more closer to them because they've seen things happen and transpire and live to tell about it. They ain't get bit. They good. Or maybe they are bit, but it's just taking a while for them to transform. It's one or the other. But my eyes are always open. That's what the scriptures say all the time. You must be circumspect. I'm going to show you that. What verse is that, 7?
Yes, sir.
Read down to verse 9.
Verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Some friends are friends for their own benefit. What benefits them. Go ahead.
And will not abide in the day of thy
They
trouble.
will not abide when you're in trouble. They'll turn their back when they're in trouble. They see fire come, they go the other direction. Go ahead.
And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach.
There's a friend who being turned into hatred and argument will bring shame to you and try to embarrass you. Through social media particularly today. But read that verse again, verse 9.
And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife
Turn into hatred and strife for what?
will discover thy reproach.
Discover your shame. Verse 13.
Separate thyself from thine enemies.
Goes back again. Not only to heathens, but also those who separate themselves. Romans 16, Matthew 18, same thing. Go ahead.
And take heed of thy friends.
Be mindful of who you call a friend. Take heed. Don't get too comfortable. Oftentimes, brothers, high ranking to low ranking, we get comfortable. And we get too, like the elder brought out that term, familiarity breeds contempt. When you get so friendly with a brother that they use it, eventually they turn on you. They feel that they're equal to you. That's why Psalmist said in Proverbs 25 and verse 6, don't sit in the place of a king, nor in the place of great men, because they start to forget who the king is, or who the leader is, and who the servant is. Start to lose sight of that. Now, like for example, with a parent will let their child call them by their first name. And after a while, the child will start calling you, hey, what up, Tyrone? Yeah, what up, man? What's up? And after a while, you're no longer dad. You're no longer the father. Now you're the friend. And they get older, disrespect you, punch you in the face, steal from you, lie to you, because you're not their father. You're their friend. You understand what I'm saying? As the scriptures also say, beware your children also. Give me Hebrews 13 and verse 7. Let's put this back in the minds of the people because y'all seem to forget. Hebrews 13 and verse 7. So when we bring these classes out, as annoying and repetitious as it is, it's necessary because some people lose sight of it. Hebrews 13 and verse 7.
Hebrews 13 and 7. Remember them which have the rule over you.
Remember them which have the rule over you. Go ahead.
Who have spoken unto you the word of God, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation.
Come to verse 17.
Verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
Comes back with again. Obey them that have the rule over you. Go ahead.
And submit yourselves.
And what?
And submit yourselves.
And what?
And submit yourselves.
And submit yourselves. Submit yourselves. Go ahead.
For they watch for your souls.
What do we do?
For they watch for your souls.
Because we look out for you. The class is not to attack and go back and forth. It's because we watch for your souls. You know, some of you in here are very easily moved. You're not unwavering. You're not unflinching. You have very little integrity. And it's taken a while. You have to build it up in years. It comes with experience. It comes with rise. It comes with rising. It comes with falling. It comes with situations. And brothers, that's why I asked earlier in class, who was around during the time of the elders' crib? Who was around during the time of the elders' basement? Who was around during the time of the Brooklyn school? Who was around during the time of the Bronx school? Because brothers like who've been around that long, they know what I'm talking about. That's why captains even like, who, captain, who left? Oh, okay. Pass the better line, please. You don't care. Because it's happened over and over again. We know it's so, but some of y'all who are new, we left. Oh, someone take care of my heart. Oh, zoink. Listen, stop. I'm going to go cry in the sink. Listen. Come on with that, man. Come on with that. Let our go up here. Stop this.
Hey, Deacon. Somebody reached out to me and said, have you ever experienced something to this magnitude? I said, keep the commandments and stay in the spirit.
That's it. That's it. That's in the past. Stay in the spirit. Magnitude, this ain't nothing. This the beginning. I don't see ain't that big yet. It's small. But read on verse 17 again, the bottom part. But they watch what?
For they watch for your souls as they that must give account.
We must give account, because if we stand by and let these things go on and y'all get bitten, that blood's on us now. So we must give account. Go ahead. So if you bounce, it ain't our fault. That's your decision. Go ahead.
As they that must give account, that they may do it with joy.
We do it out of joy. Go ahead.
And not with grief.
And not like we're forced to. Some of us are leaders, they weren't really sincere. They did it because they were made to. They didn't really want to do it. Okay, that's why they're complaining. Go, you try to send brothers to different states and countries. You can't tell brothers to do that. Sure we can. The problem is you too scared to do it. Because to you, this truth is a grief and not a joy. Brothers who love this truth, love their people, will go anywhere they're sent to go for the benefit of their people. Anywhere. It don't matter where it is. I'll do it. Ellis says, go to Jamaica. Okay. I'll go to Jamaica. It is what it is. I don't care. It's for the benefit. It's beyond me. It's bigger than me. The brothers don't have the integrity to understand it. They go, it's about self. It's about me. What about what I want? What about what you want? It ain't about what you want. I guess I told the woman, the hell with your son. What about your people? It ain't about what your son. It's about your son. It's about your people. Stop being selfish. Stop being scared. If you're scared, then step down from your position. It ain't for you.
Hey, read Joshua 1:16. You know, when you said that, Deacon Eythan, I'm going to show them that in the scriptures. You understand? And I'm going to show you all this, the man that, when you go back in the time of Joshua, when you read the book of Joshua, you understand? Joshua was set up to set up the kingdom, to give the land and inheritance to Israel. Joshua was set up in a time of war. You understand? Because the way Joshua and Israel got those lands is by war. So the men and them Joshua had with him, they were war-minded. You understand? And I want you all to see how these men used to think. Okay? So read that scripture for me.
Joshua chapter 1, verse 18. Whosoever he be that doth rebel against thy commandment.
What? 16.
Oh, 16. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us, we will do.
What did they say?
All that thou commandest us, we will do.
And so they say, all you command us, Joshua, we're going to do it. You understand? Whatever you command us, we are going to do it. This is loyal soldiers. You understand? Loyal men. You understand? And the reason why they was like this is why. Keep on reading.
And whithersoever thou sendest us, we will go.
And what?
And whithersoever thou sendest us, we will go.
Because you got some people talking about, man, you can't tell me to move to Jamaica or to move to Texas or to move this place or that place. I'm a grown man. You understand? But if you war mind and you understand the mission that we are war. You understand? And what you going out there for is to do what? Is to build a nation. You ain't gonna question that. You understand? But some of you brothers selfish. Are you thinking about yourself? That's why Christ said, whatever you lose for his name's sake, you're gonna get it 100-fold. Yes, you understand what I'm saying? Some brothers have to leave their job, pick up to go to a state that they never been to deal with congregation over there. You understand what I'm saying? And that right there is what we start doing in our UIC. You know, we see brothers is needed in this state. You understand? We're going to send you over there. You understand? And this is what this is what we're reading about right here. Read that one more time again.
Joshua chapter 1, verse 16. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us, we will do. And whithersoever thou sendest us, we will go.
And any place you send us, we gonna go. These is brothers that was war-minded. Brothers that was about the mission. You understand? Read on.
According as we hearken unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto thee.
So they say the same way how we listen to Moses, we go listen to you, Joshua. You are the leader. You tell us to go. You want us to go spoil this land. Whatever you want us to do, we gonna do it. You understand? Read on.
Only the Lord thy God be with thee.
Only what?
The Lord thy God be with thee as he was with Moses.
So what is it the men and them that was following Moses understood? What did they understood? They understood that the men and them that was following Joshua and Moses, they understood that the Lord was dealing with them. You understand? That's what they understood. They see the works that Moses was doing. They see the works that Joshua was doing, and they know that the Lord was dealing with them men. That's why they say, whatever you tell us to do, we're going to do it. Because they know the Lord is dealing with these men. But not you brothers today. You understand? Some of you brothers, you all question us. You understand? You're thinking the work we're doing is our work. No, it's the Most High work. Well, keep on reading.
Whosoever he be that doth rebel against thy commandment.
Because you got a lot of rebellious brothers, man. A lot of rebellious brothers amongst us that rebelling against the commandments of God. Read on.
And will not hearken unto thy words and all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death.
So these is loyal men right here. No, we ain't going to do that today. We ain't doing that today. But what we need is you brothers. When you see fake, phony, when you see disloyal men, brothers come to you, trying to plant that evil in your ears. Oh, you know these leadership is wicked. You know, they unjust. They wicked. And brothers come to you with that, cut that brother off and report it to us and let us put him out of here, man. You understand? Straight like that. Any brother come to you with that, let us know. You understand? He gotta go. But this is the kind of men that we want to roll with. These is loyal brothers.
Men of integrity.
These men had integrity. These is the loyal men you want to roll with.
Yeah, Acts 20, verse 28. Acts 20, verse 28. The book of Acts, chapter 20, verse 28. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock, over the which the Holy Ghost hath made you overseers. The Most High has made us overseers. That goes back to being serving the people, looking over them, taking an account for them with joy and not with grief. It's the same thing being said. Overseers. Go ahead. To feed the church of God. Feed the church of God with the milk of understanding, so that when any opposition comes against them, they're prepared for it. The milk feeds you, strengthens you spiritually, strengthens your bones spiritually, so you can withstand any blow that comes against the congregation without any wavering. Go ahead. To feed the church of God, which he hath purchased with his own blood, which Christ died for. Go ahead. For I know this. Paul said, for I know this. Go ahead. That after my departing, when I'm gone, shall grievous wolves enter in among you. Shall grievous wolves enter in among you. Go ahead. Not sparing the flock. Because they're going to only focus on destroying the flock. Go ahead. Also of your own selves. Also of your own selves amongst you, your own peers. Go ahead. Shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. After them. So again, I'm showing you that Paul made it clear, scripturally speaking. Brother Levi is saying there's sin in the body. Of course there is. There has to be. Because Paul said right here, you're going to have people among you speaking perverse things, trying to take disciples out with them. So of course there's sin in the body. If there isn't, God isn't dealing with it. If it's completely perfect, we should be in the kingdom. A perfect congregation is the kingdom. I'm not sure what kind of world you're living in, the world of I don't know what world that is you're in, but scripturally speaking, there's supposed to be sin in the body. There's going to be sin in the body. That's why we have days of atonement. That's why we have repentance. We repent every day. No one in here is perfect. We're striving for perfection. There's sin. People coming in from different walks of life, battling all kind of things. Of course there's sin in the body. Are you stupid or something? I'm answering my own question. Yes, you are stupid. Read on. Therefore, watch and remember. Therefore, he says, watch. Going back to being an overseer. Watch and remember. Go ahead. That by the space of 3 years, I cease not to warn everyone night and day with tears. So Paul warned and did the classes for 3 years about grievous wolves entering in. Grievous wolves entering in. Grievous wolves entering in. He was crying. He said, I'm telling you, when I'm gone, be mindful. Watch these Negroes. Watch them. Watch them. See, I'm not about my one class. Paul said 3 years he did it. 3 years warned them. 3 years. That's a lot of repetition. Read on. And now, brethren, I commend you to God and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you up.
Which is able to what?
To build you up.
The word of God of his grace is able to build you up. Go ahead.
And to give you an inheritance among all them which are sanctified.
So the word of God is able to build you up. So when something comes against you, you're able to withstand it. You're able to maintain, be steadfast and maintain your integrity. Almost done. Give me 1 Corinthians 11 verse 19.
Hey, so when Paul said before he leave, grievous wolf won't enter in. When you read the scripture, Galatians, oh ye foolish Galatians, who have to trick you. When you read the letters, all you read letters that Paul wrote, he was dealing with brothers that came in the congregation and bringing heresies. 2 Thessalonians 2:1. For that day shall not come until there be a falling away. First, when he started, he said, let no man deceive you. Right. You understand? So, grievous wolf, yes, grievous wolves came in and was bringing heresies and was destroying brothers and sisters. It's nothing new, man. We live in these things all over again, and we got them grievous wolves here again today.
Like there's a movie with Tom Cruise did called Edge of Tomorrow, where he kept dying over and over and over and over again. And he kept getting killed by the alien over and over again. Then after a while, he started getting nice. He was like, he started killing him. He started seeing people dying around him. He was like, he's going to die. I can't save him. You watch the movie, it's crazy. You got to watch it. But in the movie, he's trying to save people at first. He's trying to save them at first. They're getting killed and crushed by machines. And after a while, he was like, man, the hell with that. I got to save so-and-so. He starts getting, because it was repetition. It was battle after battle over and over and over again. So likewise in here, up here, and some captains and officers amongst us, we've been to the edge of tomorrow. We've seen the same thing over and over and over again. So like, yo, he left, something wrong with him. She left, or something wrong, whatever. Sisters too, it built like that. Oh, she left, oh, okay. All praise so most like Christ's best sis. All right, she's gone. All right, we're gonna make some bread real quick. They don't have time. They've been around long enough to know what's going on. That's why they laughing now. Because they built. So the men that leave out of here, that's sad. Women outstaging you, man. That's sad. Their minds is good. Y'all men, they don't know what's going on. It's sad. It's a sad thing to see. Hey. But again, it comes from experience and time and studying and maintaining integrity, which maintains unity, which maintains unification, which maintains cohesion in the body. The Lord requires cohesion. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. That's what the Most High wants. If you try to separate from that and cause division, you become fragile, disloyal, irresolute. You're a waste of time. You're a waste of life and time. That is just a view on the camera now.
Right. Hey, check it, man. When I say you sisters, you got a role to play in this also. Your husband come to you with some evil stuff. Like this one sister, her husband came to him. She said to him, yeah, her husband came to her, sorry, and told her that about the AM Sabbath, trying to convince her to follow the AM Sabbath. Man, she checked that brother so hard. You know, she had to correct him. You know, she corrected the brother so hard, and she let us know, yo, this is what my Lord came to me with. And I'm like, yo, then the brother tries turning it around. I didn't really believe that, but you sisters, you gotta be like that, man. You understand? Your brother weak, he going off. You gotta let him know, listen, man. You know, that's not what the scriptures say.
And one sister moved out her father's house. He saw the same doubt. She said, I'm out, you going off. Moved out. The daughter left. So sisters have to maintain integrity also. It's not just one side of it. Women can maintain integrity too. At the sister in 2nd Maccabees, lost all sons. She maintained her integrity with a mannish stomach. But some men have womanish stomachs. Some people know what's happening. That's why you falling one by one. It is what it is. We're going to go from this. It don't make a difference. Read Corinthians 11 verse 19.
1 Corinthians,
this and Matthew, and that's it.
1 Corinthians 11 and 19. For there must be also heresies among you.
There must also be heresies among you. Must be. Like Paul said, I warned you about grievous wolves. Go ahead.
For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
That those who maintain their integrity or maintain their steadfastness may be shown among you. Meaning the real separate from the fake. That's what he's saying. There must be heresies brought into the body to separate the real from the fake. That's what it's for. Matthew 18, verse 7.
Matthew 18, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come.
For what?
For it must needs be that offenses come.
For it must needs that offenses come. Go ahead.
But woe to that man by whom the offense comes.
But death unto that man by whom the offense comes. To them grievous wolves, to those weak men, it says, woe unto them by whom the offenses come. So again, we all must remain in our steadfastness. We must remain in our integrity until the kingdom comes, because people are going to come, they're going to go. Regardless of what rank they're in, they're going to fall. Some are going to rise up, some are going to fall. If you're not man enough or woman enough, if you're not man enough or woman enough to deal with it, you are in the wrong place. And with that, say shalom. That's it.
Hey, Satan been taking out a lot of brothers and sisters amongst us, man. You know, that's why we got to keep touching on these things. You understand? And as I said, when Satan take out brothers, when Satan takes somebody out, like I just got a text that a brother is reaching out to another brother today. You understand? To corrupt his mind, to explain to him, oh, this is why I leave. They did this to me and that. Is when brothers come to you like that, it's to infect you. They are zombies. They're trying to infect you. Shut them down. Tell them, listen, I don't want to hear it. You know, you choose to leave. You know, why you leave? You understand? You choose to leave. Shut them down. Anybody come to you with any kind of evil gossiping, shut them down. You understand? You stay there and you listen to it. Don't matter who you are. You are captain, whoever you are, you're officer of 50, you stay there and you're listening to that stuff, it's going to infect you. You're going to become a zombie. You understand? Anybody come to you with any foolishness, shut them down, man. You understand? Shut them down. You understand? For real. So everybody, so what we going to do? Bread and wine?
Anybody got bread? Anyone has any questions? All right. Anybody got bread and wine?
Hey, listen, don't be bashful, bro. If you have something to say or something to ask it now. Don't come later on tomorrow and then
They ask the circle of anything. They ask the circle. They have any questions.
Hey, hold on 1 minute. There was a captain that you saw on social media that we got. We put a captain. A captain left us. We took his rank and he left us. Do you all know why did we take his rank? Okay, so we're gonna explain it for all of you all out there. Because this captain, we got a couple captains left. You understand? And we're gonna explain to you all clearly what took place. You understand, Asaph? You wanna explain it, or Eythan, you wanna explain it more? You know?
All right, I'll explain it.
All right, explain to them more better.
The other made a video, 2 glide videos addressing. There were statements I made on Facebook from brothers that left us talking about captains are going to leave or whatever. So the elder made a broad statement. The first one stating that that you captains basically have been compromised and I'm keeping an eye on you. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the both at the same time. So then the second one he mentions in particular officers of a certain state, should be Texas, in a weakness over there or whatever. Captain was offended by it. He wanted to apply Matthew 18 to the elder based upon the elder's statement regarding how he felt about the integrity of the captains and officers that were there in Texas due to the events of Bishop Kenai or Brother Kenai's demotion. You know what I'm talking about? So the elder made a statement regarding the integrity of the officers and the captains over there in Texas, revolving around behind the nonsensical videos made by the idiots on YouTube and the judgment of Bishop of Kenai being brought down. So by him making that statement, the captain Desire felt it was about him, and so he wanted to apply Matthew 18 to the elder. So the elder said, fine, Matthew 18, what's your issue? He goes, before I apply Matthew 18, I want to record you first.
Deacon, hold on a second.
When he was something out?
He never told the bishop why he wanted to apply Matthew 18. He just wanted to apply Matthew 18.
Right. Well, exactly. Thank you. He didn't tell him why. He's on by Matthew 18. The elder said, I did say that. The elder said, what for? And then he said, before I tell you why I want to apply Matthew 18, I want to record first. The elder said, what scripture is that? Record for what? You understand? He goes, just in case anything gets misconstrued or, whatever. So the elder was like, I'm not going to apply Matthew 18 with you while I'm being recorded.
He said he wanted to uphold the integrity of honesty.
You want to uphold
authenticity of honesty.
You want to uphold Asaph. I don't even want to say so. Hold the integrity of honor. Can you repeat that? The authenticity of honesty.
The bishop asked him why you want to record me. He said he wanted to uphold the authenticity of honesty.
So what is he saying there, brothers and sisters? Huh?
Hey, hold on one second.
Yeah, put it on the mic. What is he saying there?
Stand up and answer.
It's about him asking to record the conversation. What is he saying? Let's see if y'all get it.
Brother Jordan, you don't trust the bishop. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, who else? Let's hear what somebody else got to say. That's you right.
That's right. Let's pass it around.
Pass it around. What else?
Shalom, you think the bishop's gonna lie?
Exactly, that's it too.
And let me ask you something. Let's say you're going into a conversation with someone, right? And you think that they're gonna lie to you. What does the Bible say to do?
Get witnesses.
Huh?
Get witnesses.
Well, before you get the witnesses, what's supposed to happen?
Or go to him himself.
You got to go to them one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
Does it say go to them and tell them, look, I think you're not going to tell me the truth, so I want to record you? Is there anywhere in the Bible?
No, sir.
What book is that in where it says to start? Anybody. If anybody comes to you and tells you, look, Joe, I want to speak with you, but I have this recorded and I want to record you before we speak. Where is that biblical? That's a man testing your manhood. Okay? Because the first thing I'm going to do is let you have it, number one. Because why do you want to talk to if you don't believe I'm going to be truthful? You understand? You got to first follow what the scriptures say. Let's me and you talk. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you go and you get 2 or 3 witnesses. If the 2 or 3 witnesses don't like what I'm saying, then we bring them out of where? Before the church. None of that stuff was followed. So that right there is already the spirit of Satan. Whatever they build from there is on the devil's back. It's the same thing what Bezalel did. Okay, follow me. When he recorded Bishop Kenai and he saw that there was animosity between him and Judah Mack, what was he supposed to do next? Let's say he got the recording, he hears, yo, this guy got serious issues with Judah Mack. What should he do next? Go to do what? Go to the bishop. Yo, when you and me was talking, you was out of the spirit. Give me the scripture that said, for man be overtaken in a fault. Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Let's see who's following the Bible and let's see who's following niggerdom from the world.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault,
I recorded you on my phone and I heard you speaking evil, and I see, hey, you got an issue with this person here. Read on.
Ye which are spiritual.
Now I'm in the spirit, and I'm seeing that based on this recording, something was wrong, even though I didn't do that the right way. Read on.
Restore such an one.
It's my job to restore him and tell him, yo, listen to yourself. You sound crazy now. What's this right here? No, that's not what he does. He takes the recording, he holds on to it, and then he says, I have leverage here. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to see how I could destroy him and then destroy the organization. Because taking the recording and putting it to the world, that's not of God. He could have, if he says, I don't like none of you leaders here, he got 2 cousins here, and he could have went to and said, yo, the men that you're rolling with is off. Yo, listen to this. He didn't go to none of his cousins. He didn't go to nobody else. He went straight to YouTube with the intent of, I'm going to bring Israel United in Christ down with this.
That was made by the brother you're referring to. He said he will not stop until IUIC is finished.
Okay?
Those are his exact words.
So let me just explain something to you. You see, if you move in with that type of underhandedness, the Most High is not working with you, bro. You're coming like a coward. You're coming with deceit. you're coming underhanded. The Most High don't back that stuff. Okay, so yes, you're going to get a couple of other people, but everybody you get is by default for Satan. It's not nothing in righteousness. You didn't get them nothing in righteous. I don't care about the fact that the personal issues that Bishop Kenai had with Judah Mack. That could have easily been resolved. Yo, once it come to light, yo, you need to speak to him, bro. You sound crazy, you need to speak to him. But where does it say take it and put it up to YouTube for the world? You know why he did that? Because he knows a lot of people don't like us. So he wants to gain momentum. He wants to gain integrity. He wants to be like, look what I have. And bring that before the world to get people on his side. And it worked because the people who are friends with the brother that he heard him speaking against, they're going to side with him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you must ask yourself, is that right according to the Most High? Now check this right here. If you really wanted to burn us, you know what you should have done? You should have brought it to us and see if we defend that stuff of Bishop Kenai. Then he would have had all of us. He would have been like, yo, I went to them, and they all dismissed it. So that's why I put it on YouTube. But he went the sucker out because he said, I'm going to try to invoke fear in them. I put a post up on GroupMe where I show you how Esau says we don't negotiate with terrorists. Which one of y'all saw that post that I put up? Okay, very few of y'all paid attention to it, but that's how Esau works. Esau says when terrorists come and threaten them, they don't go back and forth with them. Why they don't go back and forth with them? Because it does what to them? It boosts them, it legitimizes them, it makes them think that they're legit. Okay? You come with threats to them, they come with war for you. Because a lot of people are like, yo, why Asaph is responding like that? That's how a real soldier rolls. We don't bow down to no recording. We don't kiss nobody's ass. We don't be like, what else do you have? We say, nigga, bring it. And we take it from there. We go to war. Okay? Only a coward will bow down.
Hey, y'all can hear Asaph screaming. I can tell you still sick, brother. you trying to force it.
I'm trying to hold on to my voice. But this is, like I said before, people are saying that I'm carnal. In the world, this don't happen, bro. This don't happen in the world. You didn't have where I was coming from, social media, to try and fight people. You have to handle things like a man because they will see you. Okay, this is some cowardice stuff, and everybody that's falling for it, it's the devil behind it. Because, like I said, let's say Bezalel was intimidated, he was scared, he didn't know what to do. All you have to do is tell everybody else around him, yo, your bishop is bugging, and y'all need to hear it, and I have the proof. Then see how we move. If we're trying to be like, no, don't put it out, then he has us right where he wants us. But to go to YouTube is for one thing and one thing only. He already knows from being around us that the world don't like IUIC. So what he does, look how he's been communicating with the other camps. He said in one of the stuff when he was getting on Bishop Kenai, he was talking about multiple wives. But the camps that he's associating, they teach that. They teach that. That's who he's reaching out to. It was a problem when he said Bishop Kenai was discussing it, but the camps who he's sending the post to and giving it to, they teach that. So it's not about doctrine, it's about destruction. Okay? So my thing is, we go to war, and whatever casualties are left over, we rebuild from there. That's what the Most High wants from us. The Bible says that God is a man of what? War. Not no damn cowards. You men that are falling for it, you cowards. I said it before, and they said pull the video down. It should have stayed up, because I'm going to speak my mind. I don't move from cowardice. You men are cowards. And whoever goes and moves and gets intimidated by it, you're a coward too. Most High don't work with cowards. The Most High don't work with deceit. The Most High don't work with underhandedness. Okay? And I got numerous scriptures to show you our forefathers don't rock like that. There's a scripture that speaks about suffering wrongfully. Can you get that in the New Testament? I had to do it. I had to do it because they were trying to hide it, and I had to do this. Come on, man. You playing yourself, bro. You a coward. You always been a coward. Read it for me.
What verse? 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 19. For this is thankworthy.
This is a thankworthy thing. Thankworthy. Read on.
If a man for conscience toward God,
because you want to be right with the Most High, and you don't care what man thinks. Read on.
endure grief
endure grief. It may have been grief on you. Okay, the way to get that grief off is not say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show it to everybody. I'm going to bring this out. Because some things are going to happen to us that maybe we can't prove it. But if this is a thankworthy thing, if we endure grief, why? We are
Suffering wrongfully, for what glory is it? If when you be buffeted for your fruits, ye shall take it plentifully.
You shall take it out.
Take patiently.
Read on.
But if when you do well and suffer for it, you take it patiently.
Okay, and that's what's going to happen. Sometimes we're going to be getting lumped up even though we're doing the right thing. And we got to wait. We can't step out the spirit. We can't lose our mind. We can't start bugging out. Sometimes it's a test of your faith, of your integrity, to see if you really believe in the Most High. So you got to fall back and take them lumps until the Most High say, look, enough. Okay, read on.
And suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with God.
That's acceptable with God. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on social media and I want to watch. And whoever doesn't see it, I want to put it here and I want to put. That's not nobody that love nobody. That man hate all of y'all here. He hates this truth. And anybody who he goes to build with, the Most High is not behind that. Okay? The Most High is not backing none of that evil. That's some wicked, cowardice stuff.
All right. So, hey, hold on. We haven't finished this yet. So I want you all to get it clear. So do you all understand what the brother did? So when he did that, when he asked the bishop, can I want to record you to make sure when he told the bishop that, you understand, that's him being deceitful. Okay? That's him being deceitful, man. You know, so when he did that, you know, we got news of it. The deacons be like, yo, we took his rank. Be like, yo, you gonna be a member. You can't be a captain amongst us, a man going to war amongst us, and we don't trust each other. You understand? And the head man, you accusing him of being a liar. You know, you can't do that. So we took his rank. You understand? So when we took his rank, he said, you know what? I'm leaving IUIC. You know, so he left. Him,
before he left, just so you understand, before we realized that he was a traitor, he was already corresponding back and forth with all his other friends. So that's why when he left, all those other people said we going also. Because what Bezalel did before he put the video up on YouTube, I looked at it. This is a long video, it's almost 4 hours. Before it went up, there was already a couple of hundred people who watched it. Who do you think those people was that he watched it? He was quietly sending it to other people so he could persuade them. Judah Mack was quietly talking to other people saying, look, they hate me, they hate me, they hate me, they hate me. Look, they're being partial, they're being partial, they're being partial. And just so y'all understand, prior to Bezalel releasing that video, I didn't have no issues with Judah Mack. I didn't know there was anything wrong. Did any of y'all know anything was wrong? None of us here knew anything was wrong. He had a recording. Listen to what I'm saying. He had a recording that he held on to, knowing there was issues between Judah Mack and Kanat. And he didn't let us know. When we found out there was an issue is when y'all found out there was an issue. So now we're on the defensive because we don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
He likes to say that he brought the issues to Bishop Nathanyel, right? But
he did. No, he brought it to the bishop said, look, take it to Kanai.
Right.
He said, I'm not listening to it. The scriptures say that you're supposed to go one-on-one with the person.
He didn't apply the first step.
Exactly. He deviated everything from the Bible. So I just want to make it clear. All that bullshit about somebody's against Judah Mack, that's a damn lie. I told him when I spoke to him prior to hearing this, I was telling him good job with Passover. Good job with all the stuff he was doing because Bishop Kanai had him in a lot of stuff. They were closer in friendship than to us. Those are people in Bishop Kanai's circle. So when they have a falling out, I don't know who's right or who's wrong, and I'm not jumping in. I'm like, yeah, y'all need to handle it. Y'all need to settle it. But that sucker stuff that y'all doing about, look, they hate me, and look what they did to me. Let me make it clear to you. If Bishop Kanai was doing anything underhanded, the Most High gonna judge him. He is not escaping judgment. But don't bring that shit to IUIC. We ain't a part of that.
That's right.
You weak coward niggas that think that we roll that way. To hell with you.
Ready? We're gonna make the
Okay.
It had to be said.
It had to be said. But one more to cool it down. It's like lava on steroids right now. It's Sirach 20 and 22. Wrap it up with that. We're ready bed. It's Sirach 20 and 22. We're gonna wrap it up. Ecclesiasticus 20 and 22.
Sirach 20 and 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul.
There is one that destroys. So read again.
There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness.
There is one that destroys his own soul through bashfulness, meaning he's scared, he's nervous to speak, he doesn't want to say anything, he's uncertain of himself, he's not sure if he should approach the particular person he has an issue with. Go ahead. And by doing that, he's destroying his own soul. Go ahead.
And by accepting of persons, overthroweth himself.
The person that he has a problem with is of a high position. And so, because he feels that person's in a high position, he won't say nothing to him. And so, rather than correct the brother or bring the issue to the brother as in a high position, who he has respect the persons for, he'll just let it stay there, let it linger, and it begins to destroy him inside. He grows bitter and resentment toward that brother. You understand? So the Lord says there is a bashfulness that eventually leads to you destroying your own soul. You understand? And it leads to the actions that Deacon Eythan spoke of just now. You understand? So we cannot, so I keep saying in here, do not be bashful. You understand? Well, I'm afraid I might say something stupid. I'm gonna get embarrassed. Don't do that. If you do that, it goes back to him saying you're being of cowardice. That's cowardice. You're a coward, man. Don't do that. You understand? So we're gonna wrap it up, Asaph. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna break bread. We're gonna calm it down.
Look, I just want to make this point. I'm not gonna just hear me.
Feast of gladness.
I just want to make this point so people know clearly what I'm saying. This is all of the devil, bro. This is a private beef between Judah Mack and Bishop Kenai that could have been resolved. Okay, the scripture says if we draw swords on each other, eventually we could go back and we can make peace. We can make peace. Where is this? Take it and give it to everybody on YouTube. And all the other camps are joining it. And listen to me, I love this, bro. The reason why I'm not fighting the way I want to fight is because of y'all. Okay, I come here expecting the worst all the time. I wake up every day expecting for things to pop off. So don't think that we move because they're back and forth texting. This is going to be worse. They're going to be scared. No, Negro, I laugh at you. You're a clown because you're not fighting like a man of war. You're fighting like a coward. Okay, so we're not worried about you. We're not worried about who joins to you. The scriptures say that the gates of hell shall what? Shall not prevail, bro. And you moving with the gates of hell. All you clowns, all you cowards. As I said before, I've made me take back my statement before. I'm saying it. You men are cowards. You all have my number. You all know how to reach me. You all know you can talk to me. Now all of a sudden it's all these secret, I'm leaving. Before shalom. Most High Christ bless. Now it's all the secret stuff. I'm leaving. He's a coward. Real men don't move like that. And that's the point that I wanted to make.
So everybody understand why the brother left. I just want him to. He left. His rank was taken. You understand, for that evil stuff he did with Bishop Nathanyel, and his rank was taken, and he leave. And when he leave, he was. Imagine for him and these men to leave. That mean they was already what? They all was talking evil. They all was scheming and plotting.
And they all had the exact same message as why they left. It was all similar, the same message.
Yeah, they said that we all
generic. It was a generic message saying all of leadership. Y'all don't know me, bro. How can you include me in there? You didn't even give me a chance to defend myself. How is all of leadership? All leadership is wicked.
We're gonna break the bread. Right. All leadership. All leadership is evil. That's like,
it doesn't make any sense. Now we're all bad guys. Up until he had that recording, there was no problem. Now all of us are bad. We're all evil. We're all underhanded.
Well, listen, let's get the bread now. But listen, this is what I gotta say, man. If we evil, guess what? The Lord is gonna judge us. You understand? Anyways, we got happy feast dedication and the new moon. You got the new moon tonight, huh? Okay, so tonight is a new moon. All right, tonight we are also in the days of the feast of dedication. You understand, man? Yo, you brothers and sisters, you all enjoy yourself. You know, all this foolishness that going on, man, is the feast day. You know, you all be joyful. You understand?
Importantly, stay in the spirit.
And hey, listen, man. I forgot my Bible. I lost my Bible in Jersey in the hotel. If any of y'all saw that Bible, we got my name in it, Malachiyah. And I mean, y'all make sure y'all bring it for me, okay? I got all Eythan precepts in there, so y'all make sure y'all bring that book for me, man. Bring my Bible, bring my sword. You understand? Yeah, man.
This is my happy face. This is my happy face. Any new people? Any new people? Don't be scared, new people. I'm really a nice guy. Once you get to know me, I'm a nice guy. Shalom, brother. What's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, shalom. This is Barry.
Barry?
Yes, man.
Where you from, Barry?
I'm from Trinidad.
From Trinidad?
Yes.
How long you been watching us?
Been watching you guys for 6 months now.
6 months. That's a long time. Well, you may decide to come now.
Well, I think I was moved by the Spirit to get here.
Good.
You
That's
know?
the answer I want to hear.
And you know what I mean? One thing that I see right now that's happening around here is that you guys are really the anointed. You guys are gods. Whereby in the Garden of Eden with what's his name? With Jesus and Judas, there's a lot of Judas.
That's right.
Once you're doing something good, there will always be Judas.
Y'all heard what he said? Pay attention to Barry.
You know what I'm saying?
He said, once you're doing good, what was going to happen?
Judas always arrives.
There's always going to be a Judas.
All right? So, and I think you should come back to what you're doing, what you've been doing before. You understand? And cut off the head of Judas.
That's what I like this man.
Yo, that's my countryman right there.
That's it. Thank you, sir. Make it That's a soldier. We need more men with that spirit here. I hate those confused. Yellow makes me sad. I don't know. That's how I want to hear men talk. What tribe you from? What tribe you from?
Benjamins.
Oh! Yo, what did Wolf say?
And that Wolf song so saucy, man. Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Shalom, brother. What's your name? Where you from?
Shalom. Haiti.
Haiti?
Yep.
How long you been watching us?
Depuis it's been a year. It's been a whole year.
Yeah. Ask him what made him decide to come today.
Qui ça qui faut venir l'ajouter? Moi vin New Jersey puis moi vin première fois. Ils sont soldats, ils viennent première fois sur New Jersey, ils viennent là.
Speak English, brother. Hey. Listen. You got bit too, bro. Hey, Corinthians said bit too. He's from Jersey. It's from Jersey. Translate the translation. Hey, I got it. Listen to me, Levi. I know sometimes people confuse me and Labaka. We look like twins, but I don't know Creole, bro. Hey, I'm sorry. I know me and Laba look like twins.
Hey, Deacon.
Go ahead.
He's a soldier from the Haiti camp.
Oh, so he's already in the Haiti camp.
Yes, he's a soldier from the Haiti camp. He just moved to the state. That's his wife, right?
Okay, good. All praise.
Continue.
18. Ask him how long he's been a soldier there.
Ah, depuis qu'il est au sol. Depuis un an.
Depuis un an. Oh.
Jesus Christ, bro. This guy, man. I mean, he got bit too, man.
Hey, slow down. Go ahead, Deacon.
He's been a soldier now for a year.
Yes, for almost a year.
So are they moving here or he's going back to Haiti?
No, he moved here.
Moved here?
Yes.
Okay, ask him how is the atmosphere in Haiti? Do we have enough men there to go to war?
Is the question atmosphère en Haïti? C'est nous grand pile garçon avec nous. Pas beaucoup, mais nous gagne un peu. It's not too many, but a few.
It's growing.
Yes, it's growing.
Okay, just tell him, make sure he keeps in contact with them. You know, what he learns here, to bring it back to them.
Disons ça, mettre contact avec eux, en façon pour le cas toujours.
Okay, we can't abandon them, you know?
Nous va supposer abandonner eux.
All right? Shalom.
Ça passe. Shalom. Levi, when you read Corinthians, it says, in speaking in tongues, you must be able to interpret what the person is saying. You understand? You know, that's the key of speaking in tongues, man. You know?
Shalom, brother. What's your name? Where you from?
Shalom, Deacon Eythan. I'm from Jersey. I talked to you.
We spoke earlier.
Yes.
How long you been watching us?
I've been watching for 3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. What made you decide to come now?
Well, since I left church, I left for a different reason, and I'm a type of guy. I watch a lot of history stuff, so it was a Thanksgiving night. So I wanted to know about the Native Indians. So I did my research. So doing my research, I saw a video of you guys, and I just watched, and then videos after videos. So it makes sense. So I try to take all the information that I'm hearing, bring it to the church that I used to go. They say it's all they say you guys are like false prophet. I'm like, how can that be? Because the scripture is telling us what we went through for, like, during how many 20 years was 48. It's saying how we went to slavery, and 60 how we went back to Egypt. So it makes sense to me. So I feel like me being in the church, I'm not receiving the message. And here, I feel like this is a place to be.
Okay. So what tribe you from, brother?
Levi.
Welcome home, brother. Welcome home. Shalom, brother. What's your name? Where you from?
Shalom, Rodney. From Mount Vernon.
From Mount Vernon? How long you been watching us?
2 years.
Slow down. 2 years.
Yeah.
What made you decide to come now?
It was time, especially since y'all moved here to Mount Vernon. Yeah, I have to get here.
Okay, good. What tribe you from?
Judah.
Welcome home, brother. Welcome home. Shalom, sis. What's your name? Shalom. Where you from?
Doreen, I'm from Jersey.
From Jersey? Oh, you're
Yes.
his wife, right? Okay. So you speak English good?
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. How long you been watching?
Since 2013.
Since when?
2013.
2013. Okay, good. So you've been watching the videos and you know everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. What tribe you from?
Levi.
Welcome home, sister. Welcome home. Shalom, sis. What's your name? Where you from?
Autumn. I'm from New York.
From New York? Where in New York?
The Bronx.
The Bronx? How long you been watching us?
Like a week.
A week? So what made you decide to come so soon after just 1 week?
My aunts, they invited me.
Who invited you?
My aunts.
Stand up, aunt. So you dragged her along? Okay, good. Hopefully she's not scared. She can learn who she is, she can connect to God, and she can get her soul delivered. Did you let her know that this world is about to be destroyed, judged, and destroyed by God, and God is gathering the elect of Israel, and she's an Israelite? Yeah. So she knows she's an Israelite? What tribe you from, sis?
Simeon.
Welcome home, Simeon. Welcome home. Shalom. What's your name? Where you from?
Shalom Leadership. My name is Sister Sanaya.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was saying Shalom Leadership. My name is Sister Sanaya.
Okay. How long you been watching us, sis?
For about 6 months.
6 months. When made you decide to come now?
Well, my husband is in the London camp, and we went there last month.
Your husband is where?
In the London camp.
In London?
Yes.
Okay. Good, good. So where is he now?
He's still in London.
He's still in London. So you're here just to visit?
No, I live in New York.
So when are you going to go there? Is he going to come here?
We're not sure yet, because I used to study in London, and that's when I met him.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay.
Did I meet you a couple years ago at camp? No?
I don't think so.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad you came. What tribe you from?
Benjamin.
Welcome home, sis. Welcome home. Any announcements? Any announcements, Cap? Okay, so we're gonna break bread and drink.
Oh, no announcements? Oh, that's a miracle. What Eli? No announcement, brother? Okay.
So we're gonna break bread and drink wine in honor of our Lord and Savior laying down his life so that we too can have life. For I received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Jesus, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, "Take, eat, this is my body which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me." After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, "This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. But he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray and we thank you, Lord. Amen.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word, his word.
Radio stream over there.
Wow.
What
The
Tiffany
bread.
doing over there, man?
I just want to compliment the baker.
Radio stream over there.
You know what I mean? The bread is
Northern Kingdom. That's
the
why.
bread. I get the bread a 10 out of 10.
Northern Kingdom don't get lions.
Hey, Iro, and I don't give nobody 10 out of 10. Not even my wife. The most she get is 9.5. You know what I mean?
Oh, too late. I don't want it now.
Hatred.
We have some offline announcements. So
I don't know what Tiffany doing over there, man. That junk scary, man. Make sure you have on your radio stream over there, Tiff. Just want to make sure you got on your radio stream because I'm over here. The best of the best.
You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey. know what time it is, man.
One God, one mind, one body.
Gonna get out of here. Let me wipe my Bible down.
I'm my thing. Two from about.
Got a lot of blood on it. Gotta wipe my Bible down.
Daddy see done that they use them about ya. Loyalty that how we root and we culture. We arise them as spread propaganda. And them a try hard to destroy we structure. Danger vibes not sleep.
One shot, we're live in the mix every day, all day. We get it done at.
One God, one mind, one body.
Brought to you by the Scripts. 24/7. 24/7 commandment keepers.
One God, one mind, one body.
Come on. It's time to go.
What them a do, me say what them a try. Move like a unit, no individual life. June 19 when the spirit left a boy. Try cry, them no fear for them life. The high priest come and set the things right. Remember the honor value more than the eye. Roll deep and we can't lose the fight. Psalm 133 in a that we glorify. One God, one mind.
Ride with your boy. Ride with me. One God. Yeah.
One God, one mind, one body. Unity, I'm in the most I happy. Keep it real, me no deal with funny.
Hey.
Jah provide when things get rocky. Blessing after blessing, so I talk about me lucky. Me and my friends are clean it, no mucky. We no have malice and we no grudgy. Some of them are switch and some of them are act funny. Say them cover just and them all about.
I gotta shut this thing down, man. Y'all have a good goddamn me. A good morning. Cause I'ma shut it down.
We gon' shut this down.
Shut it.
We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down.
Shut it, boy, like.
We gon' shut this down.
Yeah.
We gon' shut this down.
Shut it down.
We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down, yeah. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down. We gon' shut this down.
Best believe we ain't gon' play with you. We the prophets of the Most High. We out in these streets with these scriptures. We preach and teach, repent or die. I ain't giving up to nobody. Not my mother, not my father, not even my wife. No Bible told me.
Make sure you keep the commandments.
I can't fool battle mode, yelling that's right. I ain't never
Make sure you tell a friend about this truth.
got my own issues, Lord, make
You got work to do, Israel.
sounds like this is my time, so I got to do right.
You got problems with your brother or your sister.
Do all I can do and do all for Christ.
Go to him.
My lamp and my
Just go to him
day of the night, if you ain't trying to hit, cool. Yo, boy,
and talk to your brother and sister.
read a couple prophecies, I'm about to follow real soon. Isaiah 4.
And stay in the scripts.
We out here, the biblical Jews, blacks and Hispanics and Indians too. Bringing out the Bible, cause the Bible be the proof.
What I mean about stay in the scripts. Keep the commandments, man.
IUIC in your town. That's right. Couple hundred boots on the ground. When you hear that war cry, don't be scared of the sound. Prophets are back that they cannot confound. Children of Israel's identity found.
I'm gone.